Hey, all you wild, weird, wonderful people out there live in YouTube land. How is everybody today? I hope everybody's keeping well. The weather is absolutely glorious here in County Clare. I'm just going to give it a few minutes for people to come in. Yeah, I hope nobody got too badly sunburned. It's pretty hot out there. I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes for people to come in. I don't think I can keep the star on the StreamYard link because it's blocking the entire chat. Anyway, can I unstar that? Oh, I can. Okay, cool. Good. Hey, Angela, how are you? I'm just waiting on the crew to land in, as they do. How are you, darling? I hope you're well. I hope you had a lovely weekend. I'm sorry that, as we know, the situation is still the same. I was really hoping, then again, I'm always hoping every day I wake up that there's going to be, he's contacted you or he's done something about it. But here we are again, another weekend gone and nothing, not a word. Yeah, I don't know what to say anymore. I really don't. You know, I think I've said everything that there is to be said right now. Hey Sheila, hi honey. I think I've said everything that there is to be said. You know, I don't understand why people why Martin isn't getting back to her at all. I don't understand the mentality these people have. And I don't like getting into arguments with people over things, but sometimes it's actually worth it, but Helen, you need to let Martin stand on his own 2 feet and fight his own battles. He's a grown-ass man, he's not a child. And he needs to answer for what he's done. He really does. And if I was you, I would handle it. I would approach Angela and handle it privately. It doesn't have to be on here. Once Angela said that you've made contact with her and you're working it out, that will be all you'll hear from me, as long as she's happy. But other than that, I'm just going to be here. I'm going to be here. I'm going to hunt you into the ground until you pay her. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm okay. Had a good weekend. Yes, another burger from MD. I'm so sorry, love. I really am. It's pure ignorance and cowardice. It is, Sheila. It absolutely is. I mean, it speaks volumes about the man, unfortunately, and not in a good way. It's this whole thing. God, I mean, it's really just, we all knew he was a liar, so I don't know why this scammer should be such a shock, even though it still is. Hey, Salty, how you doing? Crickets. Yeah, it does equal a punk ass bitch. Hey, Frida, darling. I know. And I mean, I've said it all. I've said everything that can be said. I don't want to be sounding like a broken record going over the same thing again and again and again, because I know that can be really irritating for people, and I know it can be irritating for me too. How you doing, YouTube lady? So if I'm getting really repetitive or annoying, hey Betty, how you doing? If I'm getting repetitive or annoying, please let me know, because sometimes I'm not aware of those things. But this means a lot. This means a lot, not only to Angela, but to me and to the rest of us, because we have all been treated really badly by certain people, shall we say. And it's kind of like we're getting our, not getting our own back, but getting our reputation back, or getting our, I don't know, but it's quite personal, I think, now. I suppose for me, it just reminds me, as I say, of the whole I didn't give Frankie any money thing, and I had to produce my receipts. So for me, it's a bit like that. And, if I can see Angela getting her money back, or in some way, shape or form, I would be over the moon. I really would. I'd be over the moon for her, because she deserves it. He's a coward. I have learned so much about that man, and doesn't make good reading. Oh, Angela, I know. I know. I mean, yeah, I know, love. I know there are probably more things that you don't know that I do, but I'm not interested in anybody's personal life. They can lead their lives whatever way they want to. That's fine. But to come on here, then pontificating to people about how they should live their lives and how they should do this, that, and the other, it's just sickening. Like, when they're doing the complete opposite, that kind of makes me laugh. These good Christians coming in and spewing words. Anybody can spew words. It's how you live your life. Anybody can spew Bible quotes. We can all do that, but it's how you live your life. What do you stand for? You don't stand for anything, Martin. You stand for stalking. You stand for thieving. You stand for everything that you shouldn't stand for. And obviously your girlfriend is in it. She has to be. I mean, there is no way in hell that she is not aware of what you're up to and what you've done now. I mean, there's no way in hell. I mean, you can tell her all the lies you want, Martin, but we have the proof. You've been contacted twice by Angela's bank to get you to stop taking money from our account. You know this. This is not new information for you, Martin, and it's not new information now for everybody else, that's listening. I just want you to do the right thing, Martin. Please just give her her money back. Just give it back to her, or make contact. Even just making contact would be a huge thing now at this stage, because it would mean that you have some sort of humanity left in you. But I really don't hold out too much hope. I'm just tired of people being mean and ugly, and I'm tired of people just ripping good people, kind people asunder when there's no need for it. Like, what did you honestly think this would get you? What did you honestly think this was going to get? I mean, all these things come out eventually, Martin. No matter, my grandmother, bless her, and this is why I'm terrified of lying. The woman used to batter me when I was a kid. But if you told lies or whatever, you get a wallop for it. But no matter how long a lie goes on, the truth will come out in the end. And it was always what she said. And she was dead right. She was always right, the woman. She was always right, but I could never tell her that. um, yeah, and it is true. No matter how long a lie goes on for, the truth will always come out in the end. So, Martin, again, just make contact with her. Talk to her. She's not an ogre. She's not a horrible person. She's a lovely, lovely woman. And you know this. And I think this is half of the reason why you took advantage of her, because she is a lovely woman. And I think you were banking on her just taking the L on it and just keeping her mouth shut. But I am so bloody glad she decided to come out and tell her story. I'm so glad she had that bravery in her, because it's not easy. It's not easy, because you feel like you're walking out into a firing squad, when you've got something to say about somebody, and something serious to say about somebody. It's not easy. But she found the courage to do it, and I'm so proud of her. I'm thrilled for her, and you know I hope it just, I don't know, I hope you give her her money back, Martin. I really do. I mean, I really don't know what else to say to you. I mean, you're not a man. You really aren't a man. No man would do this. No man would treat no decent man, I should say, would treat any woman like this. You've surpassed everything that any decent man would do. The truth never changes. There's no need for excuses when defending the truth. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This could all stop immediately, even if MD said, I'm sorry, and refunded Angela her money. 100% read it. 100%. And I have said that if he makes contact with Angela and they're working it out in private, I will take down my videos. I will actually take my videos down, or I'll make them private, or members, or whatever. They won't be open to the general public. I will do that, and I will remove the posts, whatever. This isn't about me. This is about Angela. This is how you've made her feel, the way you've made her feel. Yeah, and that's not acceptable, Martin. That's not acceptable. I mean, you all go on about gang bullying and bullying this and bullying that. I mean, look at what you're doing. Your girlfriend is like, and her friends are like mocking a victim. You know, you're blaming a victim now, which you said you would never do. You and your friends are against victim blaming. You're so against victim blaming until somebody accuses you of something, can prove it, by the way. And what happens? Yeah, you turn on her. Nah, not having it. Not having it. I mean, for you stand for nothing. You have no backbone. You've no spine. You've nothing. You're just this fucking blob of a collection of cells that's a useless lump sitting in the corner, just like living off women. That's all you do, Martin, is live off women. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Helen is even sending you over a few quid to get you to come back and forward, back and forward. I wouldn't be surprised. My bank refunded a percentage, but unfortunately, not all. MD will have to make up the difference. MD will have to give you back exactly what he owes you, Angela, every penny. And you know, there will be no reduced payment. If you know, seriously, girl, you've been way, way, way too kind to him. Seriously, love. I mean, if it was a loan, he'd be having a lot of interest to pay back in, you know, in a few years after it's all happened. No, I'm sorry, it's completely up to yourself, but the way I'd feel about it would be very different. He'd be giving you every penny back. And then that way, if you wanted to, you could give the money back to the bank and say, there, I recouped this. You can have whatever. I don't know. But I would be looking for the entirety of it back. I just I don't think that's fair. You're too kind, Angela. You're so kind. You really are. Because I know for one, I definitely wouldn't be letting him away with not a penny. I wouldn't. And it's not because I'm bad. It's because of what he's done and the lengths that he's made me go to try and get my money back. Because I know you didn't want this. I know you didn't want this. You know. But at the same time, sometimes you have to stand on your tippy toes and get your head above everyone else and scream loud, you know, so people will hear you. You know, you have to sometimes. I'll just drop the link if anybody wants to come up and have a chat. They're more than welcome. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, and you know, Helen, again, please, you know, leave this to Martin and Angela because it's really between them two. You don't have to run interference between anybody and anybody else. You know, it's not your place. All you were expected or asked to do was pass a message along to Martin, and I take it you've done that, and he's deciding to just stonewall her, and that's just it's not on. It really isn't on. So that's my 2 cents worth. I don't know. Does anybody want to come up today for a few minutes? I've had an absolutely exhausting weekend. I'm shattered. It was funny trying to cook. You're trying to cook when you're seeing out of mirrored shattered glass vision. It's yeah. I'm not allowed knives when I'm like that. Yeah. Does anybody want to come up for a couple of minutes? Because I can't imagine that I will be on too long today. But as I said, I'd be here every day. Well, the days that I can be Monday to Thursday, but this week being a bank holiday, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I will after you know. Okie dokie. Shh. We say nothing. We say nothing. Is he going back down the shop again? Oh, hey, you kiss. How's it going, chick? Yeah, I know you're traveling. Oh, brilliant. You'll be home this evening, all being well. There'll be a line of people looking forward to when that scruff is finally living in the UK. Oh, I know, love. I know. It's just. Uh... Hey, Sheila. Hi, you chicken.
Hello.
How are you, my darling?
I'm good. I'm good, thank you.
Good, good. Did you have a nice weekend?
Oh, same as you, busy. Everything happens,
Yeah,
doesn't it? You think,
I
wow,
know.
bank holiday, an extra day, but no, you have more to do
I
on your
know.
time off. Oh God.
I know. I'm fucking knackered. I'm like, I can like take a breath when everybody leaves the house. It's like, oh, it's lovely. I love my quiet back.
Well, house is
I
quiet at the minute, but I am expecting someone. So if they show up, I'll have to jump down.
Yeah,
I
no
I,
problem.
I just wanted to come up because I know when Angela came up to tell everyone what had happened, and do it in her own voice, which
Yeah.
were really really good.
Hmm.
JC shared that, and there were a lot of comments put under there that weren't
Hmm.
in your chat at the time. And I was just so, oh, I don't know, gutted to see how many people that Kim Martin has affected it used.
Yeah.
I mean, we know how
Yeah.
he operates. We've been stalked. We've been hacked. We've been treated and lied and shamed. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But there's people that you don't even imagine that is being acting a twat to. And they're only just now beginning to tell stories. And I do wish that they'd come out because we'd all support them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
they've pointed fingers at us for years, and we've been trying, at his own individual ways, we've been trying to show who's bad guys. And it's coming to light now. People are beginning to realise that they've been supporting fucking assholes and creepers and weirdos. But
Yeah.
that's us. That's like me, you, Kiss, Dar, Cassie. We've all been affected by
Yeah.
him. But there's people that you don't imagine that is fucking abused and wounded. And I'm not going to say the names because it's up to them. But it was just eye opening reading them comments and what an arsehole is being all these years with different people.
Mm.
And he's just type of person that he's hounded AD off of his platform, followed him around, still abusing and stalking him. But at the end of the day, it's people like Martin Dean that we need off the YouTube. Do you
Couldn't
know what I
agree.
mean?
Couldn't agree more with you, Sheila. I couldn't agree more.
Dangerous bastards like
He
him.
is. He is. He's a liability. He really is a liability, and his girlfriend is no better. I'm sorry, she isn't. She's no better. I mean, I don't know what happened to her. Um, I always thought she had a snarky side to her, like a little jealous side. But I mean, since she got with him, the two of them are just like the perfect storm, really perfect chaos. But
Mm.
and they're welcome to each other. Let them off, But oh, I fucking don't know why he does the things he does. Does he honestly think he's never going to be found out?
Well, he is being found out. I mean, I am grateful to Granny Fanny for outing all of them
Yeah, me too.
because now people are not just listening to us, they've heard it from somebody totally different from us that we've not had a part of, saying how much the docs people, they collect IP addresses, they'll
Yeah,
get photographs, they'll contact people's families, they'll do all sorts of shit, clone accounts, um, everything imaginable. They do all these dirty, deceiving, horrible shit against people,
yeah, that's true.
and try then, like you said, drop odd Bible verse.
Oh
Fuck
yeah,
that. You know good people from rotten people,
yeah,
and they're being shown now to be the most rottenest people imaginable. I mean, it's destroying people's lives. It's that bad.
yeah,
When you think AD being branded a paedophile, his daughter being abused,
yeah,
and his latest home burglary invasion, it's like never ending. And it's all come from that side, that
yeah,
kind of shit.
yeah.
We'll call people out. We'll make videos. We won't ever do what they do.
No,
And it is time people realised good people from bad people and what we've been saying all along.
yeah,
But I was still fucking gutted reading that it's affected so many people that you don't even realise he's been doing his shit against
I know.
for a long, long time.
I know. It's awful. It's really awful. And Martin, I notice you never pick on men. Why is that? Because you're not a fucking man. That's what it is. You're not a man. I mean, you haven't the balls to stand up against a man. You
Mm.
just don't. He doesn't have the balls to do it to a man, because a man would find him, track him down, and punch the head off him. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
any
but don't you
normal man.
realise the all the women is attacking have got partners, they've got
Oh yeah,
boyfriends, they've got husbands, they've got
yeah.
sons.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, a lot of those ladies won't inform their husbands, because the husbands will want to go and give them a
This
hiding.
is true. This is true.
You know. So I mean, it's a balancing act, really. You know, you're trying to keep peace, but at the same time trying to keep the pressure on this guy to do the right thing. You know. So it's, yeah, it's a mixed bag, but you know, he shouldn't be banking on that either, that nobody is ever going to say anything. I hope everybody comes forward. I really do. I hope everybody comes
I do
forward
too.
and we all go at him together, because where can he go then? Like, this has to stop. This bullshit of bullying women online, of hacking into their private accounts, let it be Facebook, wherever, stealing their pictures, ringing their jobs, all that shit. This has got to stop. It's got to stop. You know, and you know, how dare you go on about you're for the victims, you're for the victims. You're blaming a victim. You're now victim blaming Angela. You know, it's like you're disgusting people. You have, as I said, you have no spine, you have no backbone. You know, you just seem to be allergic to telling the truth, and water and soap by the looks of it. But however,
Well, Angela's expecting about 30 statements, 3 years worth of statements. So it's a
yeah.
package she's
Oh, I know.
expecting. And now
Yeah.
it's after bank holiday. It
Mm.
will be dropping on a doormat anytime. And then
Yeah.
what's he going to do?
Yeah, exactly. I know. I mean, does he really think people are stupid and he's not going to be called out? You know, again, I'm so glad, Angela, that you found the courage to come forward. I really, really am, because people like him, he's a danger on social media. He needs to go. He's the danger, nobody else. You know, I mean, as I said, like, as you said, sorry, that he has followed AD around every social media site you can think of. You know, and he's weird. He's just a fucking creepy weirdo. He just gives me the creeps. He really does,
But I
Martin.
don't know what they get at, because he's not looked on as a fucking hero. It's a dirty, devious thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd hate to be known as a hacker or a stalker or
Oh God, yeah,
information gatherer. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's not something I'd be proud of.
Mm-mm.
So,
No, and it's not how I'd like to spend my time either. You know, sitting in front of a laptop all day, every day, just rooting around people that I don't know, and their families, and everything else. You know, it's fucking weird. What's the
creepy.
obsession? It's an obsession he
I don't
has.
know. I don't get it.
It's like a fixation. He fixates on something, and he has to just go at it full steam until either he gets fucked off, or until he's told to go away by the police or something. I think that's what it has to come down to, really, in the end,
It
is the
must be
police.
some kind of mental deficiency. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know. Like
Oh
you
God,
said,
yeah.
we just don't understand it.
No,
It's
because we're
weird.
normal, darling. We don't think like that. We're not out trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes about anything. We've never been like that. We've never been about that. If anything, we've always been about the truth and trying to get to the truth. You know, as I've always said, I mean, it's lie to me once, and that is it. We are done. I would never be able to trust anybody again if they lied to me about anything. You know, and
Mm.
tell me the truth about everything, and I'll walk into the fires of hell with you, even if you're in the wrong. If you're my friend and you tell me the truth, I'll be by your side.
No, if you've
You know
done
what I
something and
mean?
you go, oops, hands up, I did this.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was me. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'll promise I won't do it again, but I did it.
Yeah.
But they're
Exactly.
not that kind of person. They're
I know.
weirdos.
Yeah, I find it very strange. You know, as I say, growing up with my granny, you told a lie. You might have done it once, you wouldn't do it again. So yeah, it's true though. A lie, no matter how long a lie goes on for, the truth will come out in the end. And Martin, you should know this. I think your mother was Irish, Martin, or was she? Or maybe that's another lie. God only knows. But if she was Irish, I know your mother would have said things like that to you, because I think every Irish mother does. It's just
Mm.
something Irish mummy say when kids are small. I remember saying it to mine when they were small. But yeah, it's just a very sad situation when they're ignoring this lady who's obviously deeply hurt by the whole situation, you know?
To me, I've always had an instinct for fucking devious folk and liars. It creeps me out, and I get an instinct, and I've always had a gut instinct about him. Um, but it must be drilled in from being young, like you say, because I mean, I was brought up. My upbringing was street I lived on had two churches, and at top of road there was a convent. And I was brought up as Catholic and went to
Mm.
Catholic. Well, I went to Sunday school first, and then I went to Catholic junior school and Catholic secondary school, and then
Oh,
on to college. But all the time that I was at school, my mum was actually a teacher at school. And
no.
with nuns being on the same street, nuns were always at our house, and it was proper strict and religious. And it's just the lies have been lying is one of the worst things, probably the worst things about what people do that offends me, because I can't stand liars.
Yeah.
And it must be your upbringing, somebody who's easy to tell lies, and then we'll think, oh, fucking hell, I can't say that. I mean, I swear, look, I
Yeah.
swear.
Yeah.
Swearing to me is nothing because
No,
everybody around here swears.
same.
Do you know what I mean? But lying is
Oh, yeah.
a big no-no. It's a
Yeah.
lot worse than people that swear to me.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's deep in your roots of how you've been brought up and what kind of morals you've got, and just what you stand for in life.
Yeah.
Um, to be known as a sneaky liar and thief and cheat, and
Yeah, I
no,
know.
I'd sooner be known as somebody that is common as muck and swears like a trooper, but I
Oh, that.
won't tell a lie. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, no, I
It-
agree with you. I mean, I'd rather be known for fucking and blinding and rather than, oh, that one, she's a twisted fucking liar, or, I wouldn't trust. That's a horrible
yeah,
thing to be
it's
labeled.
the trustworthiness.
Yeah, it's a horrible thing to be labeled. Um, and you know what? And at the end of the day, if you are labeled that, you're labeled it for a reason. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, I don't know. I really just don't know anymore. My brain has gone dead because I can't. How does he sleep at night? I genuinely can't understand how the man can close his eyes at night, because I would be up the fucking walls. I would be a nervous wreck if I thought that I owed anybody anything. I really would. I would be up the walls.
What is that condition that people have? Because there is a mental condition people have that have got no empathy or feelings for anybody else.
That's
Is that a sociopath, or is that a
this
nice? I don't know.
psychopathy. I think that's psychopathy. Yeah, no emotions, no feelings. Yeah, that would all be under psychopathy as far as I know. Yeah, I don't even, I really don't know. I just, the man is a fucking mystery to me. He really is, and I'm glad he is, because I don't want to know how his brain works, because it's fucking sick as far as I
Yeah.
can see.
But you'll find people like that find their own people. They all stick together.
Oh,
Do you
don't
know
they?
what I mean?
Don't they just? We've seen that.
Same as those people who can't stand liars
Yeah.
and want to get to the bottom of stuff. We'll find his own people and stick together, but the devious ones will also stick together.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I think the reason why we've always been and we've always stayed good friends is because we're very like-minded, and we know that we don't lie to each other. We know anything we say to each other is just between us, and you know what I mean. And I tell you one thing I am glad for YouTube is finding you guys, and making such good friends. I mean, I will say that I've made some amazing friends from YouTube. But for the rest of
I hope everybody has, because I mean, we joined with good intentions, and I just hope everybody's found friends in their own little groups that are true friends and not just. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Their little group. I don't think they can trust each other. Do you know what I
I
mean?
really I agree with you. I think they're all terrified of each other. I think they all have shit on each other, and I think they are terrified to, fall out with each other in case stuff is blasted all over YouTube. To be
I do
honest with
too.
you, I wouldn't give a shit if it was. I don't care. I probably wouldn't even look at it if I'm honest with you. It's none of my business. I don't give a shit. What is my business is that Angela came to my channel brokenhearted because this man has stolen money from her account.
Well, it happened live, and everybody saw. I
Yeah.
mean, she's now saying that we're using her. We've never used Angela. Angela's been out and about and around every channel and supported different people, but
Yeah.
she's never been, as you said, well, as I'll put it, she's never been on our side. She
Yeah, I
never
know.
took sides. Do you
No,
know what I mean?
no, she didn't.
She's happily gone where she wanted and
Yeah.
supported who she wanted, and she came to you live. It happened live.
Yeah.
So
I knew
no,
nothing
we're not
about
using
it.
Angela. We'll
No.
support Angela,
Yeah.
but we're not using Angela.
Absolutely not. Listen, Angela's not. I'd love to. I don't know why they think Angela is like a little bit doting or something. Angela is very fucking well aware of everything that's going on. Don't be fooled, because this is a very highly intelligent lady. She's no simpleton. So let's get that straight. She's not going to be fooled by anybody, and you can ask her yourself. Angela is in full control of this entire thing. All we're doing is supporting her with whatever way she wants to go. We'll go with her. Nobody is telling her what to do. Not that we would anyway.
No,
It's not our place to tell anybody what to do. This is a big deal. This is fraud, and it's banking fraud. It's serious enough. So I mean, all we're doing is supporting her. We're giving her support for if and when she needs it, and that's it. I mean, we obviously we can talk to her, talk through things if she's thinking about stuff, whatever. That's no problem. But it's not our place to tell her what to do and when to do it. That's completely up to Angela. Um, and yeah, I hope you know that. MD, I don't know if you're listening. I'm sure Helen is too. I need to repeat myself. Please, Helen, could you take a back seat and let Martin and myself sort this out? Yeah, exactly, because she's sticking her beak in and she's stirring the pot, and it's not necessary. It's unnecessary. It really is. The snarky posts and things, like, with veiled kind of jabs, and it's just pathetic. It really is. It's silly and it needs to stop. I mean, the best thing you could do is tell your fiance to contact this lady that he's taken this money from, because other than that, I don't know how you close your eyes at night. I really don't. I have trouble with that. I mean, I'll give you a good laugh. I was down the post office. Oh God, when was it? But 2 weeks ago, and I had no change with me, and I forgot my phone, so I couldn't pay. I I couldn't get back down that night because the it was almost closed. I lay awake the whole night because I owed her 150.
yeah,
150. I was sweating. The first thing that morning, the next morning, I was down like a rocket. There you go. And she was like, "Oh yeah, what's the problem?" I was like, "No, I was up all night worrying about 150." I know they think I'm nuts, but
true. I know
that's,
things like that.
yeah, that's just me.
It knocks you sick if you think you owe somebody.
Oh God,
And I have never ever had experience of anybody thinking I've swindled them.
oh
So how he's coping with that? Mind you, like I say, he's got the mindset a different kind of person than what we are.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, I mean, you can say what you want about us, but one thing I know is that we have never lied about anything on here at all, ever. Anything we've ever said has been the truth of what we have known. The truth as we have known it. And if we've been wrong about anything, people are always happy to correct us. But we haven't really been very wrong about many things or many people. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I'm a broken record now, and I feel just angry that his arrogance towards this whole thing and towards Angela, it's horrible, you know.
How
Just
I'm feeling now is anytime now she's going to get a statement pack through.
yeah.
So truth's going to be out. But
Oh, it is.
why
Yeah.
is it? Why is it taking him so long to get in touch with her? You know what I mean?
Mm.
And is he still going to ignore her when truth splattered all over?
He probably is. I think he probably is. I mean, Martin, this isn't Second Life. This is real life. It's not like something, it's not a game on your computer that you can just close and, you know, forget about it and, oh, it'll go away. This isn't going away, Martin. And the sooner you realize that and confront this situation, like stand up and take, you know, some sort of responsibility, the faster it's going to go away, you know. But it's only going to go away when you you make contact with Angela and try and sort this mess out. I
You
mean, I
see,
can't
at,
do it.
at minute, and it's understandable, but at minute, Angela's hurt, and you can hear it in her voice when she's
Oh,
talking because it's a shock to her, and she
yeah,
didn't want to have to do this.
yeah,
But she's hurt through it all because at the end of the day, she supported him.
yeah.
But she will get an anger will come in, especially if he keeps ignoring it, and that is when she'll go to police or wherever. Because
Yeah.
if she's getting nowhere, what else does she have to do? Is to contact Action Fraud, or he is forcing her to go that way when he can settle it. Do you know what I mean? Just by
Yep.
speaking to her and sorting something out between
Angela, your
them.
mic isn't connected, darling. Your mic still isn't connected. Oh, that's a
Oh.
shame. That's a shame.
I was wondering if she'd got her iPhone up and running, or you know what I mean.
No,
If
I
she,
haven't even asked her. I haven't even asked her, to be honest. I know she's had a lot kind of going on, so she may not have made it to the phone shop. I know she had intended to go, but you know yourself, when you get bogged down with this, that, and the other, and these things sort of slip your mind until you need it. You know, that's me anyway. I was supposed to have a little radio mic clipped on because anytime Cassius comes on, I start hearing echoes of myself. But I thought a mic might be better. But did I look for it? No. I know I have it here somewhere, but I just didn't look for it. I'll hang on a second before he starts barking. Do you want to go out, Teddy? Let's go. But yeah, so that's where we're at. We're still at sort of zero, you know. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where this is going to end, but it's not going to be anywhere good. Hey, Salty, how you doing, chicken?
hey, salty love.
Hey, Sheila and Wiccan, can y'all hear me?
We
Yes.
can, lovely, yeah.
Okay. His himself is gone. But this is it's too late for him. Too much time has passed. It's
Yeah,
too late for him to come out at this point. What is he going to say? What's he going to do?
yeah, I suppose. But I mean, he could just contact Angela, you know, and
Yes,
maybe sort it out privately. And as
that's
I
that's
said,
what he has to do. That's what he should have done a long time ago.
yeah,
But
I
at
know.
this point, there's no video coming out. There's no nothing. He's hiding so deep in the darkest cave somewhere, and he ain't coming out.
Yeah,
He ain't coming out, in my opinion. Now, you said that he was a liability earlier. I've been saying that shit for years.
yeah,
But the extent to this is that the longer that this is just the longer you have stayed silent on this, the amount of time that has passed, you are beyond redemption, you fucking fraud.
yeah,
You lying, stalking, toothless goblin. You
yeah.
really are pathetic. I hear you saying man up, man up. He's never manned up once since I've been on this platform.
No, I know.
So he's not going to do it now.
Yeah, I was thinking because Angela has made this so public that, you know, maybe like he would be shamed into it, you know, maybe.
No.
But no, he doesn't seem to have any shame either.
None of them do.
Yeah, I
None
know.
of them.
Jesus, I mean, if he ever shows his face back on this platform again, I swear to God, I really, and he will, and he'll have everyone go, "Oh, Martin, wonderful Martin." Don't make me fucking sick. Don't make me.
I,
No.
I doubt that he'll have so much support ever again. On
No,
his
he doesn't
face.
have any support, Wiccan. It's just those few same people, like I said, that
Yeah.
the diehards like Tinksy and Linda, and insert the few that you'll see on whoever's channel. He has no support. Everybody knows he's the biggest fucking joke on YouTube. He's
Yeah.
just he's beyond. I mean, it's beyond pathetic. It really is.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I started saying anything, one, because it was the right thing to do, give her fucking money back.
Yep.
And then the only reason why I started mentioning any other people is because you're a fucking hypocrite. Y'all are a bunch of fucking hypocrites.
Oh yeah. That's for sure. That's for damn sure.
And the more you say something, the more you show it. And that's why
Mhm.
y'all have no support.
Yeah.
You'll have no support.
Done it themselves, shown exactly who they are.
They
And
have.
people are starting to see, once you see it, you can't unsee what type of people they are.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just really fucking disappointed. I don't know why I want to always believe in, maybe this weekend he'll have thought about bank holiday weekend, whatever. Maybe he's contacted her, and every day I still wake up and look at my phone and think, oh, now maybe I'll get an email from Angela today saying that he made contact, and every day it's
Mm-hmm.
nothing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's just very disappointing, and it's not for me personally because it didn't happen to me, but I'm just so disappointed for Angela. Like this is who it's about. It's about Angela. It's not about me. It's not about anybody else. It's about Angela and Martin. And
Yep.
Martin needs to pay her back the money. And I just want to keep saying that and getting it through to people's heads. This is not about me. This is not me grandstanding or whatever anybody wants to think about it. This is about Angela and Martin, and he needs to pay her back that money. It's as simple as that.
Yep. Yep. Give her back her money,
Yep.
Martin.
Yeah, you've no right to it. You never had any right to it. So it's beyond me how I would love to know how he done it. Actually, no, I wouldn't like to know how you done it. Sorry. I just think you're a complete scumbag. I really do. I think you're a complete and utter scumbag. And if it was me, I would be pushing for
Well, to me,
some
what he's been doing is been hiding his money. And reason he's been hiding his money is because is another one that's on benefits. So he's been using these names, these company names, just so, do you know what I mean? A different way to hide what's fucking in his bank account if anybody looks. That's
Oh
how
yeah.
I think about it. But
Yeah.
he's got a devious mind, so God knows what has he been up to this years and years? Do you know what I
We know
mean?
he's been
'Cause
stalking people for
we
years
know
and
he's been
years, and that was
we
before he
know
got
he's
on
been
YouTube.
stalking people. We know he's been
Wow.
Yep.
collecting IP addresses, and
Yep.
Yeah.
so
Yep.
everything he's
Yeah.
accused AD of being, he
Mm.
is, and
Oh
he's
yeah.
been doing. So he's been gaslighting AD all these years. Because I can remember him saying, "Oh, he's got these businesses on company's house, and he owes this much."
Mm-hmm.
How would you know that unless you're up to the same kind of shitty thing and being, digging on
Yeah.
people? Is
Yep.
It's just sickening all shit that they get up to.
I know. And as I say, I'm
I just
sorry, guys, if I sound like a broken record because I know I'm repeating myself over and over again. But I'm hoping if the repetition might go into his head, or just shame him into at least saying,
no, yes, please shame him for being the
yeah,
punk ass bitch that he is.
that's exactly what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping to
Yep.
shame into contacting her or doing the right thing somehow, some way. As I say, it's not about me. I don't care, but I'm begging you. And I don't beg anybody. I am begging you, Martin. And this is the one and only time I'm ever going to beg anybody on here. Please
No,
contact.
no, no, you're not
Doesn't
begging
deserve.
anybody anything.
But like, she's so lovely and she's such a genuine person, and she was always
Yes,
so
she
kind
is.
to everybody. And that's the part that's fucking killing me. She was so supportive to them and she was so kind to them, and then for him to turn around and do that to her, that's just, yeah, that's just,
Well, I mean, historically speaking, we can say that there were people at one point he's always supported one person, and then eventually whatever happens, and then they decide not to like that person anymore, and then out come the videos and all the shit talk and
oh yeah,
everything else. But let me ask you all this, and I'll keep asking it. If this was AD still on YouTube and this shit came out, and let's say Angela Cook, and it happened with her and AD, how
yeah.
many videos a day would you little assholes have been pumping out about that shit for years?
Yeah.
How many fucking videos would y'all have been made by now?
Yeah. Oh, God only
How
knows.
many community posts would have been made about that shit by now?
Mm.
Up to this point, I mean, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, someone from that side, I don't know if it was Martin himself or someone from that side, didn't they, contacted press and put it all over press about AD and crowd justice fund and ruling a court case. I think same ought to happen to Martin Dean. I think it ought to be in Burnley Express or Gazette or wherever it is round there, just making people aware that there's a con man trying to enter their community and he's stinging people online and all fraudulent shit he's got up to, gathering IP addresses. I think same ought to be done to him.
Well, that's a way of going about it, but as I was saying, like, I would leave how Angela wants to handle this to Angela,
I know that.
if she was happy with doing that, and yeah, absolutely, I'd give her a hand to do it, no problem at all. But I want to leave the reins in Angela's hands, because at the end of the day, it's what it's happened to her, and it's her money. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm sort of trying to take the reins and I've got some set agenda, because I don't, and none of us do. All we're doing is supporting Angela, and we'll continue to do it.
And continue to point out that he's a punk ass bitch that's just so far into his cage that he's afraid. He's afraid to come out at this point. Prove me wrong.
Well, you can't live in that cave forever, wherever you are, Martin. You can't stay in there forever. You're gonna have to come out at some stage, and make it easier on yourself. Do it now.
What's more embarrassing, okay, guys? What's more embarrassing? The fact that he is afraid to come out of his cage, right? Or the fact that he's just allowing, the hypocritical fuckery lip service of this woman that is speaking for him. Which is more embarrassing as a man, especially those that have balls out there, you men that have balls. Is it the fact that he just is hiding, or the fact that he's got a woman acting as his mouthpiece?
Oh dear
I mean,
God.
fuck.
I know.
Man,
I know. Embarrassing. That it is embarrassing, and the posts
I'll be
that
right
she's been
back.
posting, they weren't lost on me. I know she was trying to make comparisons with me and AD. I know she was, and nature is evil and all that kind of shit. But feck off, Helen, will you please? Just feck off. You don't know what you're talking about. You rape the Bible for quotes. And then, you throw them out on YouTube like you're some sort of fucking Dalai Lama of love and peace and everything good, and you're not. You are absolutely not. You are the opposite. I would never go out of my way to hurt anybody ever. I don't, and you can take that whatever way you want. I don't go out of my way to hurt anybody ever. But if somebody's coming for me, well, that's your own tough shit. I'm going to hit back at you. I'm not going to sit around and take it like a good little girl. I'm going to hit back at you. So, I mean, if you're okay with that,
I read that post and what it me was when she was having a go at nature, saying like things down below in nature is evil. She was trying to say because you're Wiccan that you're evil. Do you know what I mean?
I know it's
But
pathetic.
it's like when she said everything above is good and everything down is evil. Um, Devil were a fallen angel. He came from above.
Yeah.
So do you know what I mean?
Oh, I know. But like, if, as I said in my post, if God created everything in the natural and unnatural world, how can it be evil? If God created nature for us to sustain us, to entertain us, without it, we wouldn't be here. We'd die. We'd
No,
starve
it was just her
first.
trying to have a go because
Of
you're
course.
Wiccan.
I know.
That's all it is.
I know. I know. I kind of laughed because I was like, you don't really think, like, she can't conceptualize human beings and the planet and the world and everything that it's made up of. She's just so small-minded, and it's kind of sad, really. But you know what? You do, you, Helen. You can continue to make your little posts and try and have, bluster out your chest and with your fucking, I don't know, overblown egocentric self of yourself. I really just don't understand you. This has nothing to do with you. You should just step aside, keep your mouth shut, and let your boyfriend deal with this, because it's not going away. And I don't care if I sound like a broken record day after day. I will be here day after day saying the same thing. So it's not going to go away. That's all
I
I'm
wonder
saying.
where he is.
God
Do you
only knows.
think he's in Norway, or do you think he's in UK?
Maybe he's in jail. Is he in jail?
He might be.
Maybe he's detoxing.
One could only hope.
Or rehab, some kind of clinic.
Yeah, maybe, because he's
So
looking fairly shook. He's looking fairly shook.
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen a real accurate, true picture of that man. I couldn't tell if he was shook, dead, or just his AI at this point. For fuck's sake.
I love what Kiss says. He looks like somebody dug him up.
He does. Damn.
Yeah, but she's funnier the way she says it. Yeah, I know. He's like something that's just got out of a crypt walking around the place, and anyway, I'm not gonna go at them for how they look, because that's neither here nor there. It's the way they think and their actions that are the major problem.
The what?
The way they think and their actions are the major problem.
Well, again, the hypocrisy of it all is astounding, and it's stunning, and it's lack of self-awareness, and that's not lost on people. I think that pretty much sums up what you were saying earlier. Go ahead and keep writing your community posts. You just look like more of an asshole. And it's the same few people. If anybody engages on it, it's just those same few people. For fuck's sake.
I know.
You talk about a broken record? That shit is a broken record. Everything that Martin Dehan said is a broken fucking record.
I know.
Do you think he's somewhere like on Patreon or on Discord having fucking private lives with his little group?
Probably is.
Well, they're already in these private chats and stuff, but of course. Well, it's Martin. Whenever the shit would hit the fan, he would always disappear.
Oh, yeah.
And he would even close his channel. Remember, he would just make his channel private and stupid shit like that. I'm surprised his channel is still up. That surprises me.
Didn't he post something there? I can't remember even what it was. He posted something, I heard. It was a video or something, but I think it was a football video. I don't know. I can't remember. Somebody was saying to me that he posted something there the other day. So he's prodding the finger. He was like, I'm not going away. I'm here. That's what the video was about, I'm not going away.
That proves even more that you're a punk ass bitch, Martin Dehan. That proves it even more.
Yeah. I thought before, just by things that he writes and way he writes them, or little digs, that it's actually Helen that's got his login details and posts half that shit.
Possibly. Though I don't know if he'd let her have his login details. He's so fucking slimy and cagey. God only knows what he's up to.
Let him have his debit card and give Angela Cook her fucking money back, Helen.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all she was asked to do initially, was because nobody could get in contact with him. She was just asked to pass messages on to him that he needs to contact Angela. And now she's just thrown her 2 cents in left, right, and center. Not needed.
I remember, I'm going to repeat the story really quickly.
Yeah.
In that one group, after he did that just catastrophic live stream on Kelly's where he was hiding in the corner, I'm pretty sure he Vaselined up the lens so that way he, would make him look even a little bit better. I don't know. That he disappeared after that, right? And of course, everybody was just laughing and making fun of him and saying this and that. And then, somebody was saying, no, he has COVID, and that's what happened. So I went into that group and I asked Tinksy and Linda and those that were in that group, is it true? Does he have COVID or does he not? And they actually told me they couldn't confirm that. So I thought, well, I'm not going to sit up here and say, no, he's sick and that's why he's not here anymore. I stopped saying that because there was, I couldn't confirm it. I'll be damned if I'm, so he's caught like COVID 18 times. His girlfriend had cancer. Somebody died. Apparently he had a stroke another time. Yeah, that one, when he was supposed to show the IP address that he got. Oh, that ridiculous IP address. I'll show it next week.
Yeah.
I'm moving this weekend. I forgot that I was moving. That's my favorite. No, I'm not going to put that out now, showing the truth with the proof, because Mommy Rambling's son just died and it would be disrespectful.
Oh,
None of his content ever had anything to do with Mommy Ramblings, but that was just another one of his reasons why he would just, put his tail between his ballless fucking legs and run away somewhere. So he would constantly have excuses whenever he would get shit wrong. And then he would close his channel down and he'd make everything private. And then he'd come back after a couple of months. So that was his MO. But at this point, this is fucking ridiculous. You're so guilty your actions have proven that. And you need to give that woman her money back. And if I was Angela, I would construct. I would absolutely do the lawful thing that would help me, precipitate that would allow that to happen. Whatever recourse I had to get that money back, I would be taking.
Yeah, well,
that would be me.
I would be. It would give me nothing but endless pleasure if he was dragged to court over this. It really would. It would give me endless pleasure, because then you might feel what you've put other people through, Martin. You might know that what you've put other people through. You might feel it, because until then, he just keeps getting away with stuff. He's just getting away with it all the time, and that can't be allowed to continue. Definitely can't be allowed to continue. He needs to answer for the crap that he's pulled on a lot of people on here. He really does. And he needs to answer for it sooner rather than later. Martin, we're not going to go away. I'm going to keep fucking hounding you and hunting you. I'll hunt you into the grave if I have to. And I'll hunt you afterwards. But you're going to give that girl back her money one way or the other. You're giving that money back to her. You're a fucking disgrace.
All the comments that I hate to interrupt. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at Lisa's comment. How many people it used to be supporters of his that just know that he's an absolutely disgusting piece of shit.
Yeah.
And they're just, you're seeing more and more of those comments. And it's true.
Yeah.
Because he is. And of course he turned his comments off. He started doing that shit a long time ago, and I called him out for that when JC and I were doing our live streams. If you are a man of conviction, if you're a person of conviction and integrity, keep your fucking comments open. First of all. Don't delete shit when some, especially if you have a quote unquote response to it. Just, it's fucking ridiculous.
I know. It is ridiculous. I mean, there is no way he can make this look like he's innocent. There is no way. None. It's as plain as the paper it's fucking printed on, Martin. It really is. I mean, I've seen them. I know Sheila has seen a couple of them. Salty, I don't know if you've seen them, but I have said to Cass that it was okay, to let you have a look at them. I don't know whether you've seen the statements or not. I've cropped them and stuff, so there's no.
Oh yeah, I did. I did see some of them. I did. So I can attest to that. I did see some of them.
So you see it there in black and white. None of us are lying about it.
Yep.
And
and the ones I saw, they were going to. They both very clearly said it was 2 different Patreon memberships, but the second one, the name kept changing to that Patreon membership. If what I saw was correct, so yeah. Yep, I did see those. Martin Dehan, you toothless fucking goblin. Give Angela Cook her money back. Or Helen Schaefer, get your quote unquote boyfriend's debit card. Give Angela Cook her fucking money back.
Yeah. And I don't want anybody thinking that I'm handing out these statements left, right, and centre. Absolutely not. There's a very close quarter of people that I trust on here, and Salty is one of them, and Sheila and Kiss. And 1 or 2 other people that I, obviously Cass, and, we're a very, very close group. And we will, when we're trying to help somebody, we'll share the information, and somebody might come up with something or a different idea, whatever. But I know I can trust these people with my life.
A group which I am not in, but I might as well be, because I overhear y'all's voice clips and his voice clips. Yeah. So I'm an honorary. I think I'm an honorary member of that group now,
Are,
huh?
Well,
you're
you
in now.
you and Cassius are classed as one.
Yes. You are one and the same. One and the same.
I said, when you know who leaves, I'll jump on panel. You know who left to go somewhere where Martin Dehan never has ever gone, and that is the dentist.
Oh.
So I waited for him to leave before I came up here.
Oh, poor Cass. Oh, your
You know
Cass.
what's funny? I was thinking about this earlier too, because I have my appointment is this time or whatever. And I was thinking about all the times when he and I would, we still hadn't like officially, like we were together, but not like officially together in the same place, as I guess you could say. And
Yeah.
I was like, damn, you go to the dentist a lot. Oh, I got the dentist on this day. I got the dentist. And he was a man of routine, cleaning, dentist, haircut. I mean, it was just, like I said, he's very
Oh, yeah.
fastidious about those things. So I thought it seemed like he was going to the dentist every couple of weeks. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I
What?
know. He even sounds clean. Do you know what I mean? There's people who you talk to, you go, oh God, yeah, they sound like I don't know, but I don't know. That probably sounds very strange, but I know I know what I mean by it. Like he even sounds like he's
He
scrubbed
really,
everything.
that's what, he smells divine. Oh my gosh, he really does. He's lovely.
Yeah.
I'm starting to use those UK colloquialism. Oh, he's just lovely. That sounds so
Oh.
UK. Oh, he's lovely.
You two are the best couple. I'm just so, so happy for you guys. I really am. Just so lovely. It really is. Two of the really
I
nicest
love him.
together. It's just so lovely. I'm so happy for you. And
I'm glad
little
it's all
salty
happened.
sorty now too. Little salty's all sorted
Oh
too.
my gosh, her place is so cute. When she called to give me the tour the other night, John was already asleep, so she made it a point to call him the next day to give him his own complete virtual tour of the place and all of that. But this is what sucks. It's like, oh my gosh, now they're 7 hours behind me. So I'm getting these messages and phone calls at, even a later time for me. But
Oh
I
God,
think I
yeah.
told you all this whenever she would be having whatever, anything was going on. I inevitably get those 4:30 a.m. calls and I would be on the phone with her. I remember one night, and I'm only speaking about my child because you know what? She is going to be 21 in a couple of weeks on the 14th. And but this is even though there's a distance between us at this point, and that's hard sometimes, depending on just the
Sure.
situation being what it is. But there was one. She was kind of as the kids put it now. They get into their head. I'm in my head right now, and I'm just thinking about this, and it was a conversation that she had with her boyfriend, and she called me, and I was on the phone with her, and then she said, "Okay, I'm going to go to sleep," and I'm calling you. It's fine. I'm going to sleep now. I'm just going to lay down. So I went to sleep. My phone went off. It was about 4:35, and I was on the phone with her and then I said, okay, I'll always ask her the same thing. You feel better now, don't you? You do.
Oh.
You do. And I said, well, come on, let's go. Let's go ahead and lay down. So at 9:00 a.m., John was up. He was making his tea, and I laid back down in bed, and she was on the phone with me. So I was like, come on, let's go. We're going to bed now. Come on. And so, we literally on the phone, I just had her come on, we're going to sleep now. You're feeling
Oh.
better. I'm tired. You're tired. Let's go to bed.
Oh.
And that's the kind of I'm still doing my best to be the mom that I am. You know what I mean? It's a little salty, but she's
Um,
so happy. Her boyfriend is so happy. They're just the loveliest couple, and they're so excited in starting this new chapter together.
oh, bless them. I'm
And
so excited for. There's somebody called Humble T wants to come up. Who are you, Humble T? You're gonna have to show me. You're gonna have to turn your camera on. I'm not gonna get porn bombed. You're gonna have to show me something, or you're not coming up. I'm sorry.
oh, please do come up on White Knight for Martin by oinking like a pig again, because
Oh,
that was just fucking awesome.
No,
okay,
listen,
you're
it's
on.
me. It's me. Listen.
Oh, Terry.
Yes, I
Say
want to. Can I please have the floor for 3 minutes or something?
yes.
I
Go
stand
on.
Let's
before
pretend you're
you.
Martin Dehan with that accent. Go for
Please,
it.
please, please, lady. I'm standing before you naked, before all you people, especially for you, Martin. Right? Because like you don't know me, I don't know you. But see, the thing is, like Wicked and I, we had a good thing going, right? where we were talking shit on the internet, like on a weekly basis, right? That was pretty cool, right? It was kind of my, because I'm going through a rough patch right now, Martin, you know, was kind of my, a little bit of my outlet, you know, Martin? Not that I depend on it, I'm gonna crush it, but, you know, it was a fun time for me. So for the last month or so, right, all I see is these $600, so Martin. Whatever it takes for you to get these fucking $600, you motherfucker. Whatever it takes for you. Sell your ass, get AIDS, I don't know, do both at the same time if you're lucky. You know? Whatever it is, motherfucker. From what I hear, you scammed enough. It should be no problem for you to cough up the $600, you broke fucking motherfucker. All right? So pay up your shit so I can have my fun back, you asshole. Thank you, Martin.
Well
Thanks,
said.
Frank.
Well said.
Yeah, Boolabus.
Nice.
Boolabus. Well said, Frank.
Yay. Yay. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
I
Sell
didn't
your ass if you got to.
I didn't recognize his name. He's a fecker for changing his name. I can never see what he is. But yeah, it's true. We used to have a bit of crack on Wednesdays, I think, and then when Angela came up, I was like, okay, we just have to put that in the back foot for a minute. I just have to keep going with this. But yeah, he's right. He's right. Just do whatever it takes to give the lady back her money.
Well, I can't say be a fucking man or do the right fucking thing. Toothless liability. He doesn't know what it is to be a man. Never seen him man up once, ever. Running away, hiding behind his sofa, hiding behind the skirts.
How embarrassing.
I know, it's freaking embarrassing. I'd be mortified. I mean, that's just, I don't know. How can you fucking defend that shit? That's why I said you don't need to defend the truth. You don't need, I mean, if it's true, if this is the case, if this is wrong, or let's just say Angela Cook got something wrong and this isn't that, you've had plenty of opportunity to copy and paste your fucking video and put it together with your big fucking red arrows.
Oh yeah.
You know? But even if it was just a bunch of bullshit and fuckery.
Yeah.
You know, you've had so much time. And so much time has passed that it's just proving. Every time Wiccan does a live stream about this, it's just proving more and more what a pathetic fucking coward you are. And every time a post is made, every time a comment is left somewhere, it just proves how pathetically embarrassing you are.
Yeah. I
thought I read someone saying, you know, yes, and last week we mentioned the fact that those that want to get on a high horse are victim blaming here.
Yeah.
I hope that's somewhat the case.
Yeah, well, I've seen a few comments and why didn't she check her statements, and why didn't she get onto Patreon, and what she should have done. That's all I'm hearing. She should have done. Why hasn't she? And why, you know? And it's like,
y'all never left comments like that underneath all the anti-AD videos about any of his subs getting quote unquote conned out of their fucking Patreon. Remember the Patreon drives he would do at the end of the month, so that way he could get billed at the very beginning of the month. How many videos did y'all make about that stupid shit? But y'all are the same ones that are going to sit here and say, well, it's her fault she didn't do this. Fuck you. This is from Angela Cook. Fuck each and every one of you for doing that gaslighting, same old tired ass fuckery and bullshit. Okay, from Angela Cook. Fuck all of y'all for trying to gaslight this woman.
Yeah. I mean, it's
or this is where I would say you can suck my salty dick while you're at it.
But it's amazing. We had only said, now watch what happens. Watch, they'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And then just like clockwork. I mean, it's so fucking predictable. It really freaking is. And it has been for so long. And I think somebody else said that somebody went and made a comment about how she's being, you know, social media is toxic. And it's toxic because she's, you know, old little ladies on the internet want to make her cry or something like that. Can I just tell my opinion on this really quick? Hopefully I won't go into a rant, even though I feel one coming on.
Go for it.
Okay, it is a choice every fucking time you decide to come onto a social media platform, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whichever platform you choose. It is your choice to come on, okay? It is a concerted effort. It takes at least a couple of clicks of your thumb, your finger, or your mouse to get you on said fucking toxic platform.
Yep.
Okay? It's a choice that you make. What you ingest and digest on YouTube or whatever social media platform, it's your choice whether you do so or not. And it's also a very concerted effort when you make these short stories of community posts. And it's a longer process when you decide to make a video and upload it onto said social media platform. So don't sit here and tell me that social media platforms are toxic. It's the people on social media platforms that are fucking toxic.
Yeah.
And you're not a fucking victim.
Mhm.
Whenever you get up here and you start your shit and your drama and you're doxing people and you're stalking people and you're harassing people and you're just talking all kinds of mad shit, hiding behind said phone or computer, you're the one that's fucking toxic and you're not a victim. Whatever you get back, whatever you decide to throw down, when it comes back at you, you're not a fucking victim. And if it's so toxic, get the fuck off of it. Especially those people that really and truly have mental health issues. This is the last place you should fucking be. The last place.
I agree.
Because
Yeah,
there's nothing good going to make you feel better about yourself. Or are you that needy and desperate for affirmation from people that you got to keep coming on and you got to keep talking shit and you got to keep out with the community posts and you got to keep out with all of this shit. You need the affirmation of the same 5 people or 6 people that you are in private groups and chats with anyway.
I know.
And friends with, apparently. Are you that needy and desperate for that kind of affirmation? It's not the social media platform that's toxic. It's the fucking people that are on it. And that
Agreed.
includes you and your boyfriend. The worst of the bunch. In my very humble, salty fucking opinion.
I'm sorry, I'm back because as I left, I was hearing somebody saying he should act like a man. So I was laughing out loud because that is kind of a lost art form, right? Being a man. So, but I thought, what man would I be, right? If I don't help my fellow buddy guy, right? So since you had probably no father figure in your life or he sucked, right? Because, I had a father that was great. When I acted like a bitch, he bitch slapped me like a bitch. So you were not that fortunate. I get it. So I'm going to help you. You need motivation. You know what I'm going to do? And my word stands for something around here, right? So you only have to pay 500. If you cover 500, I chip in 100 myself because I'm proud of you, son.
Wow. I mean, wow. And Terry's pretty straightforward, Wow. Well, there's an offer. There's an offer, Martin.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, at this stage, I'd even chip in, but I want the miserable bastard to pay it out of his own money.
Yeah, he took it. He should pay it back.
Absolutely. I want the miserable bastard to hurt. And the only place, as I can see, you can hurt this guy is his pocket.
Oh, gosh. We're acting like they have some kind of morality or they have ethics or they're honest and they have integrity. And those are all attributes that they lack.
I know.
He lacks every one of those attributes.
He really does. I mean, yeah, I really, I don't, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. It's going on this long. I'm speechless. It happened in the first place. I don't know what else to say. I really just don't know what else to say.
He's just a punk ass bitch that
Yeah.
never got shit right. And this is just another thing that he ain't getting right.
I know.
How many other people?
I mean, he has her. I know he has her email and all of that kind of, because she was on his Patreon and things like that. You'd have people's emails and things. But like, why will you not just contact her? You know, I mean,
Because
look,
he's a punk
even
ass
though you're
bitch that did something wrong.
I know, even though you're in the wrong, Angela is prepared to work with you. You know, I mean, Jesus Christ, I wouldn't be giving you that. No way. No way would I be giving you that chance or that offer. Absolutely not. But Angela is. And yet you're still treating her like dirt, and your friends are still kind of saying their little nasty shit here and there. So yeah, on that basis, I'd just go to the police with it and go, there you go, you handle this. But
Yeah, that's why I just don't. There's no defending this shit.
no.
There's no defending it. You know, you don't need to make excuses for the truth. I mean, the truth doesn't change. Facts are facts.
Yep.
You don't need to make excuses for it. So that's why I said every time something is written and it's not, or anytime something is said and it's not coming from Martin D. himself, it just proves more and more that he's a punk ass bitch, that he did something wrong and he's still continuing to do those things. You know, so it's just you don't need to defend the truth.
No, you don't. And you're spot
And
on
I'll
about people
what?
on here. It's not the platform that's toxic, it's the people that's on
Mm-mm.
it.
Yeah, it is.
You know, Bam used to say something and I used to think, yeah, okay. But and now, you know, now thinking back, I'm thinking, Jesus, she was right. She used to have a thing, she'd say people need to do a mental health check before they're allowed to get online. Just to make sure that they're okay in the head, because there's too many crazy people on here. And you know, I'm starting to think the girl was right, you know. Wasn't
Yeah,
right
it
about
doesn't do.
wasn't right about everything, but I think she was right
No,
about that.
I just think that, you know, especially when you say that you do have these issues, this is the last place that you should be. I mean, you see people crash and burn, and they just and it'll be used for content, right? By some people, and but I think there's something missing in people's lives where they do gravitate towards each other, and those are the toxic people, and the toxic people like TC, let's just say Sabine and Linda and Martin, whatever the fuck his name really is. You know, they just gravitate towards each other and just perpetuate their fuckery. And there was the commonalities that I saw between them, and of course Norman and AD and Bam. There was a common theme from my perspective
Mhm.
with all of them, including Martin. So, um, weaponizing whatever they could. I didn't realize the extent that some people went, though. And then when I realized the extent that people were going, nope. I remember this. I thought about. I completely forgot about it, but I remembered this the other day. That when AD, I'm the one that came across his shady, PayPal accounts, and they were
Oh,
going. They were all different kinds of PayPal addresses. It looks like it was the same URL, but it wasn't. The last sequences were different, and
okay.
there was on one of them there was that Asian dude,
Oh, that's
and
right.
yeah, I'm the one that came across that,
Wow.
and I put it out on Grim, and of course, and it also came up with the links to those URLs and stuff. With a little bit of digging, it didn't take me long to see some of the shit that was being posted. I can't remember that it was a pervy site. It was I can't remember the name of it exactly. It'll come to me maybe later.
Was
But
AD like sauce or something?
well, it was no, it wasn't Sauce. That was Sauce happened before that. It was just one of those sites, kind of like Pinterest, but it wasn't Pinterest.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was one of those sites. So and I wasn't saying it was AD definitively. It's just that these specific emails and URLs when there was a
Yeah, yeah.
that came up. Okay, so anyway, I remember that people were taking that, and of course everybody was sharing it, and they were going off on their own. And Bubbles, I believe, at the time decided to come out and she tried to debunk it, but she debunked herself trying to debunk it on a live stream, which JC thought was absolutely hilarious. I never saw that myself, but um, one of the things that occurred after that in private messaging with Helen, she started taking it a lot further, and she was showing or trying to show that there was a connection between AD's daughter-in-law, her father, and these really shady pedophilic
Jesus.
places in Thailand and stuff like this, right? And she was sending me these photos of these girls on whatever website that she said that she was trying to tie between, like I said, AD and then AD's daughter-in-law's father. And like these hidden symbols in their hands. And the infamous picture of AD holding up the ladyboy in that bar, and the way her hand was placed on all of this. And I remember distinctively saying it, and I'll never forget it. And I said, look, this is not a rabbit hole that I'm going down. You're more than welcome to go down it yourself, but I'm not going down it with you.
Yeah.
So, and that was the last I spoke to her about that. But that was the shit. And I thought about the amount of time that people were spending doing whatever they could, whether they were trying to tie him to something. It didn't even matter if it was a tangible connection. They would just start making it up anyway. Or they would be like Martin and saying that this is the connection, even though there was no connection. And it was just bullshit that he was throwing up in some text narration on a fucking screen. So, but I remember that. And I completely forgot about it until the other night. I was like, Jesus, telling her, this is a rabbit hole that I am not going down. You're more than welcome to do it yourself, but I ain't. Yeah. So, yeah, they did a lot of nasty, gross shit. And, I saw JC's community post last night, and I didn't know that somebody threw a fucking brick through AD's window, whether he lives there still or not. I didn't know that happened.
Yeah. And when did that happen? When I can't remember. When did that happen? Do you remember, Salty? Was that recently?
No, I didn't even know that it did happen. I didn't even know that it did happen. I have no investment in any of that anymore. I didn't know that had occurred. Yeah. But, all of the people that thought in any way, shape, or form that it was okay to put out the exact coordinates of AD's home and where he was playing poker, and then trying to send people to the places where he was playing poker, or going and leaving negative reviews on different sites. And Val, fuck you for saying anything about anybody putting negative reviews on your sites. I remember when AD's book came out and everybody bombarded fucking Amazon with all of those negative book reviews. I saw the reviews that people like Carol Cox and all of them were leaving on AD's daughter-in-law's website, her business. I think she was a cosmetologist or she did something. I don't know. They were just bombing her with negative reviews and all kinds of fuckery and talking about all kinds of shit. That's the shit that people did. And just seeing the photo of somebody walking up to AD's house.
Yeah.
Just seeing that's what it culminated into. Right?
Yeah.
And everybody was saying, oh my God, he's going to get Nicole Kessinger hurt by the way he's talking about her. Y'all the fuckers that did the same shit. Only you just don't see it. And you still want to?
Yeah.
Did you find out where he lives, his new address?
Yeah.
Have they already put that out yet?
And the crazy thing is, the people that have moved into the house that AD did live in, they could have had children, whatever, I don't know. But can you imagine the fright they must have gotten?
That's, again, I use the words collateral fucking damage, Wiccan.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't even live there. People are doing that shit.
I know. And this is all...
The collateral damage caused by people like me, unfortunately, from back in the day. Never doxed him, never supported that shit. Hated it when they put out where he was playing fucking poker. Hated it. Didn't want to have any part of it. Yeah. And said so, thankfully, at the time. So I'm not a fucking hypocrite. And Jesus Christ.
I know that.
And that's you can't defend that shit. You can't defend it.
I was just about to say they defend actions. I mean, I know who I think it looks like in the picture that she posted. I'm not going to say, but I think I said it in comments. But this is the kind of shit that you people get up to. And You
Yeah.
don't know what sort of unhinged people you're passing that information around to. And, you get the likes of somebody that just gets it into their head, well, I'm going to go and put a fucking brick through his window. And they do it. And what if, obviously he doesn't live there anymore. So now they've endangered the life of the people that live inside, or their children or whatever. You don't, that head case could have turned up with gasoline and put the house on fire. You don't know what somebody's going to
No.
do. Should not be giving anybody's information out to just any Tom, Dick, Jack, and Harry, or whatever. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be
But
doing that. You shouldn't be passing information around in the first place. Like,
no, you shouldn't. And that's nothing I ever did support. But there are people that literally make it their life's mission for years now to get every single bit of information they can on a person from a social media platform. Now, you can't tell me that's not toxic.
oh yeah, that is toxic. That's as bums. That really is as sick as it comes.
That has so many red flags and alarms attached to that fuckery that, I can't even put it into words. But a culmination of this person, just let's take AD out of the equation. The same mentality when they were doing that about AD, and it would transfer from another person because before it was AD, it was Mensa and in Critical K.
Yeah.
And the straight stick it to tell me straight or whatever the fuck those people's names were.
Yeah.
It just would go from person to person and then to BAM and then to whatever. It was the same fuckery, just a different person.
Yeah. Yeah. They
And
always have some target, it seems. They always have to
yeah,
have some target that they can bond over and hate together and go after. And
yeah,
it's like, do you not have anything else to do in your lives
they don't.
except
They
this?
don't. I'm convinced of it now. They're going to keep doing it until he's dead. I really believe. Well, you know what? He can't address the actual facts.
Yeah.
He won't address the actual facts. When consistently, he has proven consistently, and Martin Dehan, you have proven consistently that you're a punk ass bitch and that you've never manned up. Whenever you would get shit wrong, you would get it really, really fucking wrong, and you would never, ever, ever get or try to get it right.
No.
You never cared to make it right. You just didn't fucking care. You're a fucking pathetic, weak excuse of a man.
Yeah, I agree.
And you have no shame. And anybody defending his ass is absolutely beyond redemption in my fucking opinion. Because there's no way that you can tell me that he's not a liar. There's no way you can tell me that he's never stalked anybody or doxed anybody or harassed anybody or accused people of some really incendiary fuckery.
Yeah.
He's checked every one of those fucking boxes.
Yeah. Have you seen the comment
So
there?
give Angela Cook her money back at the very bottom, okay? And check that fucking box. Give her her money back and do the right goddamn thing.
Yes, please. Have you seen the comment there that I put it on screen? I don't know if you can see it. If you can't, I'll read it to you. MD
Please.
threat give out all our information. What was that? Legal names, sorry, and addresses, and pass them over to paramilitary groups that he so-called has associations with. And I can assure you that that is absolutely not the case. I live in Ireland. I know.
He always talked a big fucking game. He always did. We're going to the police. I went to the police. We're going to police. We're calling the police. I got all this on a thumb drive. I'm taking it to the police. I mean, paramilitary groups, really? That's beyond his scope. He can't even change the font in his videos for the last 20 years. He's just a fucking idiot. But a really just twisted one to where he thinks it's okay to get information on people to weaponize it against them.
Yeah, I know.
And then sadistic enough to where they would pretend that they got somebody fired from the job and they laughed about it and thought it was fun.
I know. Well,
when you never got anybody fired from their job, but you tried to. So tell me again how you're a fucking victim and this place is toxic.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You see how hypocritical that shit is? Yeah.
But they won't say that. Oh no, we only did that because, and we only did this because. Not one of us has
There's no
ever rang
because.
anybody belonging to them or in any way connected to them or in anything. We've never ever gone down that road. We don't have to, because these people hang themselves enough on here without us having to lift a finger. To be fair, and we're not about that shit. We don't do that kind of stuff. We don't have to. As I say, you just be on here long enough and they hang themselves. But the thing that I'd like to go back to is Salty. I don't know if you remember it, where they accused AD of having two underage girls in the pub and they locked them in, and they were
Oh
supposed
God.
yeah, they supposedly AD essayed them, him and his son, I think, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, correct
Or
me.
a business partner or something like that. And again, I'll state that original story.
Mm,
Norman floated that as soon as I showed up on the scene. Norman started contacting me, and this is one of the things that he was telling me. Right, and I've got these statements, and this is what they told me. And when I heard it for the 40th time, I pretty much said, delete those messages. Put it, if you've got that information, why aren't you putting it out yourself? But that's not something that's something that you go to the police with. You don't put it into a fucking YouTube video. So yeah, eventually it ended up in another video of Martin's, which I
mm,
thought was fucking ridiculous, because that came from originally from Norman, and he was attacking Norman constantly too. So,
okay.
but yeah, all of it was just fucking foul.
That was
That's why I said
disgusting.
anybody can come up here and say anything.
Yeah. And it's true. They can tell people that they're fucking Mickey Mouse. I don't know, whatever. Like, but that I thought was
You know what? Martin
rude.
can't come out of his cage right now because he's got two kangaroos locked in there, and he's committing bestiality on both of them at this moment. He's a little busy. You see how that works? I can say anything I want to as well.
Yeah, so there you go. That's where Martin is, and
That's how
he's
he got all of his teeth knocked out. Trying to fuck some kangaroos, maybe. I don't know.
yeah. Well, it's plausible. It's as plausible as anything else that he's come out with. But I did think that was particularly cruel and horrific to say something like that. I thought it was particularly fucking nasty and horrible. Not that everything else wasn't nasty and horrible, but I thought that was that went way, 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 way too far.
Well, I
And
think
it's
that's
like,
what bothered me. What being called a truther, when you were putting out shit that you knew wasn't true, or you didn't care if it was true, or
yeah,
you're saying, well, this is what proves it, but that's actually not proof at all. I expected everybody else that was doing their due diligence is, the same I was, but
yeah,
then being pressured to have to support the people in the so-called truth community, because they were
yeah.
Ruther, quote unquote, right? But it didn't work like that for me. It really didn't.
Or me.
So
And I got lashed out of it. When I was first sort of turned up in BAM's chat, and then I would say hello, whatever, and I'd go back into say when Outie was on the next day or whatever. Oh my God, I would get torn apart because I was in BAM's. And then all the nastiness started, and it was just unbelievable. I thought, these people can't be. Are they serious? Are they for real? This is fucking insane. I was just pounced on, and it was like, oh my God. And it was like, oh, don't leave, don't leave. I said, I absolutely am. I've been lied about. I've been lied to. That's it. I'm out of here. I'm fucking out of here. I can't take this
yeah,
shit anymore. You know,
yeah,
he eats
yeah.
kangaroos after he mates with them. P.S. These 8 male kangaroos. Hi, all. Hey, Granny Fanny.
I'm serious. It's what I said. You can put anything out and just say, oh well, it's the truth. It doesn't matter what it is, how ridiculous. Yeah. AD in his pub after hours, assaulting two underaged women or girls. Or,
Yeah.
well, I know boys. I don't know what the original story was. All I know is that Norman was floating that shit to anybody and everybody,
Yeah.
and then it ended up with Dehan. And I'm glad. Is Granny Fanny here now?
Yeah, he's here now.
Okay, let me tell you a story real quick. Listen to me, Granny. The whole thing with the IP address. That was me that put that on the page. Well, I mean, it wasn't me, but it was somebody that did it at my own discretion. And yes, Norman was stupid enough to click on it. But what happened, and this is a really funny thing, that Martin Dehan somehow got his hands on that IP address, right? But this is what happened. I was out shopping. I was having dinner with my daughter. And a good old friend of mine on YouTube, Amber Webb, one of my original mods, she used to keep a notebook. And she saw that video of Martin's and how he blacked out the ending part of that IP address. And
Okay.
she said, she called me. She said, "Sam, I know this is the RIP. This is RIP. I've got it in my notebook. It's the
Oh,
same numbers except for the end." And so she asked him. She said, "Martin, what's the last part of that IP address? Because that looks like the one that we got on. It was a phishing link."
yeah.
And she said, "Is it this? This? And, no, it's not." And she said, "Well, will you forward it? Will you forward it to Salty so we can just make sure, because that just that's awfully weird." And that's where that happened, where Iva came in, and he said that he would do it, and he would send all of that shit that he had. But his excuse for not doing it, it kills me every time I say it, is, "No, I can't do it now. I forgot I was moving this weekend, so I'll
Oh,
be busy and I'll give it to you next week."
oh
Little
my
fuck, you
God.
how do you forget you're moving, you dumb fuck? Of all the excuses you've ever given, I forgot I was moving in 2 days.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah,
What an
so
arsehole. An
yeah,
absolute.
that was my phishing link. It wasn't his. I just had to let you know that,
Yeah.
Granny.
I said something a while ago, and I still mean it. He deserves to be lined up against a wall and shot with balls of his own shite. That's what he needs. A good fucking disgrace and embarrassment.
I would
And
say in his balls if he had any, but
yeah,
he doesn't.
no, it's something that
You can't go for the chin because that's non-existent too.
COVID used to say. Those two things that are stuck up inside you, they're not your kidneys, they're your balls. They just haven't dropped yet. I like that. I just thought that was hilarious.
I
So,
mean,
Martin,
that fucker could never get shit right.
I
Can't get
know.
right. So I called him that. God,
You
he's
have,
a fucking idiot.
I know, but like the thing, first of all, that whole thing with the underage thing didn't wash with me, because I was like, well, where are the parents? Sorry, it all just sounded bullshit from the time I heard it. I was like,
Well,
that
Norman was telling me, and I remember he put it onto Vicky Scott's closed group, and that's why I said, "Look, you can't just sit here and say shit like that. That's so irresponsible." And he ended up deleting his comments about it. But he was saying that he had signed affidavits or whatever from the mother that it was the truth. And I thought, well, okay, if that's the case, then it obviously would have gone to the police, right?
yeah,
Because that's what truth dictates. I mean, you just go to the police for things like that. You don't put it into a fucking video on YouTube.
no,
And so all of this fuckery would commence, and it would end up on videos on YouTube. And it was the whole thing was preposterous, just looking back at it, and some of the shit that they would put out. And unfortunately, it seems like they're still continuing with that, even though he's been off of YouTube for freaking, what, 2 years now, I think.
yeah,
At
yeah,
least a year and a half, almost 2 years at this point.
yeah,
So it was just, yeah, that was just one of those stories that he would throw up in a video, and he would regurgitate that shit about every 3 months, about every 60, 90 days. It would be the old video coming out,
yeah.
and just over and over and over again.
But like, would that not
And
speak? The lies that they come up with. I mean,
yeah.
that's seriously bad. That was really horrible. And like, does that not tell you? Does that not tell you like their mindset? If they're willing to sink to that low depravity sort of mindset, like to me that speaks volumes about them. How could they make up some lie like that and just go with it and be okay
Okay,
with it?
but then by that token, to play devil's advocate, how can you allow something like this to go completely like this isn't going away? The
No.
longer you don't address this issue with Angela Cook,
Yeah.
the worse it really does look. And I mean, at this point, he's beyond redemption. He's guilty as fuck.
Yeah.
Because in the old days, or up until this point, if anybody had said anything about him in any way, shape, or form, he would have been putting up community posts, throwing out videos, just talking all kinds of mad shit,
Yeah.
But this, crickets, just absolute fucking crickets.
You know, Helen, that has got to tell you something. I mean, you need to talk some sense into this man of yours, because one way or another, he's going to face the music, you
Oh
know, and
God, it makes me look like shit. It makes Helen look like absolute shit.
yeah,
The only thing being addressed is coming from her.
I know. And it's
That's
nothing to
fucking
do with,
gross.
it's nothing to do with,
How can anybody white knight for this fuckery and fraud?
oh, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I'm being honest now. If it was one of my friends, well, it would never happen because we're not that kind of people. But if it was one of my friends, I would have ripped them a fucking new one from, as Kiss says, from the Y to the E on YouTube. I would have fucking ripped them a new arsehole. Do you know what I mean? How dare you do
When
that?
this first happened, though, when this first happened, Wiccan, I said to John, I think I told you this last week. I told John, I said, you know what? I don't know everything about your financial business and all of that. You know, I'm sure Helen, probably doesn't know about this.
Oh yeah,
But you know what? You've known about it since then.
yeah.
That was me playing devil's advocate at the time because, I can't tell you, what I mean, they're just because we're together doesn't mean he knows I know all of his financial transactions, incoming and outgoing, and vice versa. But
Yeah,
at this point, you better fucking believe that if it was him, his ass would have taken care of this shit. It would have been addressed. Whatever the recourse was, it would be playing out at this point. All right.
yeah.
The fact that nothing has been addressed, nothing that it's just completely radio silent. I'm really super shocked that he's not done a complete runner like he would normally do and shut down his fucking channel for a while before he skulks back, coming out of his cage somewhere. It's just fucking gross. It's just so foul and so low. Give the woman her money back. And again, if I was Angela Cook, if it was me, I would be taking every legal recourse I could. That's
Well, I would.
me.
Yeah, I would too. But Angela is just such a nice person. She's given him time after time, chance after chance, and and he's just completely stonewalling her, and just, to me, that's really belittling her, and I don't know why you would want to do that when you put her in this position in the first place. And and God help anybody if you send any kind of nasty comments her way or contact her in any way, because I will be on you. You leave this woman alone. She's done absolutely nothing wrong. The only thing she did wrong was signing up to Martin's Patreon. And even then,
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. And people did that when they supported him at the time. So don't forget that these are people, again, one support given, it can be chosen to be taken away. My Scottish Kraken is home if y'all can't hear.
I could hear.
So, that it was support that was once given, again, can be taken away for whatever reason. As fickle as for a real legitimate reason, or, oh no, my friends don't like you, so I can't like you either. Whatever stupid, silly, ridiculous, reason. Okay. She supported him on his Patreon. Turns out, he had at least two. And I saw some of those statements and they were both, I put cinnamon in it. Oh gosh, you spilled it. Are you okay? Okay. And oh no, did they numb you up and all of that? No. Oh, you asshole. Okay. He just got back from the dentist. Like I said, a place Martin Dehan never goes. So, but there's a, I forgot what I was saying. I feel like the old salty. Damn it, I forgot what I was saying.
You feel like me. You feel like me.
Oh, I know. I was saying that if it was me, if I was Angela Cook, I'd be taking whatever legal recourse I could. But yes, just because we're up here saying that Martin Dehan doesn't need to, publicly address all of this shit, but he should privately have already addressed this. He should privately have already reached out to Angela Cook. He should privately have already arranged whatever needed to be arranged and taken care of. That's what he should have done. And as of today, he still hasn't done it. So as of today, you're even more of a punk ass bitch than I thought you were yesterday, Dehan. Yeah. If that was possible. Mind blown. Didn't think it was possible that you could be even more of a punk ass bitch than you are. But it's happening.
You know, and as I said, if once Angela tells me you've made contact with her and you're working things out, I will remove the videos where I'm calling you out. I will remove them, and I'll remove my posts, because once this is all I want you to do. Just contact her. Just please stop ignoring the woman. You owe her, a reply. You owe her a response at this stage, Martin. Please just contact her. That's it. That's all I'm asking from you. Just contact her. That's it. And once I hear from Angela that you two are working it out, I will remove my videos, I'll remove my posts. But until then, I'm going to keep at you, and I'm going to keep at you and at you, at you and at you until you contact that lady and make some sort of, I don't know, organize something between yourselves, because it won't go away. I won't let it go away. You know, she didn't
Yeah,
deserve
and
it.
just to repeat for those that didn't hear it, I will repeat it again that I did see some of those statements, and it did very clearly show the two different Patreon memberships and the two different amounts, and the name on the second Patreon membership constantly was changing. So I saw those with my own eyes, the ones that she had. I saw them.
Proof's there.
So,
It's all there.
yeah.
When it comes out, it'll come out.
Nobody's ever questioned my integrity, and they ain't going to do it now.
No, what I'm saying is, when it comes out, it'll be up to Wiccan. So, no Wiccan, I've heard a wee bit in the dentist when I was in the waiting room, but whatever Angela says to Wiccan and gives Wiccan, whatever to put out, then that's when you'll see receipts and all the rest of the stuff that's going out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, with Angela's permission, obviously, you know, I will crop everything down, so there is you can't see anything else, just the stuff from Patreon. But you know, it is there in black and white. I don't know why I have to keep saying this. It's there in black and white, Martin. You've got nowhere to run. There is nowhere to
Well,
go.
I will not stop calling him a fucking liability, and I won't stop saying that, Mr. Can't Get Right, because I've been saying that for years.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
not going to stop saying that he's a stalker, or that he's a doxer, or that he's harassed people for years. That he is a fucking pathological, at this point, a fucking psychotic liar in my perspective. He is just fucking psychotic. I mean, the shit that he's done.
It's not like we have the decency to reach out to Angela, even to say that she's wrong. I didn't mean the decency to say she's wrong, but he's not even up the decency to reach out to Angela. Even to say, well, I want you $34 or whatever shit that she was.
Because he's not a man.
Well, fucking.
What was that movie? He's not a man. He's not a man.
What, you're a unit? Yeah. Maybe not.
Now I'm trying to think of the movie. I
But
think we might have lost contact with Wicked.
no, I'm here.
He puts his dancers in the basket. Puts the dancers in the basket.
Get your gums around my plums, give double.
Go on, you cutting.
Put your gushers on my nostrils, gives gobble.
Yeah, I think we're all half fucking cracked today after the long weekend. But
Scottish hussy.
Scottish hussy there.
Sounds like a right Scottish hussy.
Oh, you're getting your arms.
I can't do that. I can't roll my R's. I'm partially, believe it or not, tongue-tied, and I never got it.
This amazing. John, I got into bed with John a couple of weeks ago, and I can't. And we'll say the craziest stuff, and he says, "What was it that you were saying?" Oh, watch my tentacles. I'm afraid of my tentacles, or something about my. He was saying, "No, my tentacles."
Well, we should have been to something else.
I was like, "What the fuck is he saying?" He does. He says the craziest. It makes me laugh and laugh and laugh.
I know, he's such a sweet.
Tentacles.
So Angela says, I signed up to MD's Patreon with good intentions. MD, I expected the same from you. Can you not understand where I'm coming from? This is the last time I'm going to ask you, but I'm not going away. Yeah, I agree, Angela. I mean, it's gone so far now, Martin. I mean, you haven't got one leg to stand on here anymore to pontificate to anybody to tell them what they should and shouldn't be doing or who they should and shouldn't go after anymore. You're done. Your reputation is in the fucking sewers where it belongs. Where you belong, actually. You belong in the sewers with it, you know? I mean, I really don't know how you're ever going to come back on YouTube again and have any kind of standing in any of the communities, because you're nothing but a two-faced, backstabbing, thieving liar. And you're abusing kangaroos in cages. We've all heard it. We're all told
Yep.
to. You're sexually assaulting kangaroos and they're male, and so this is your
There you go.
pastime now. So you know.
So I'm reading
we can all say
Alice.
stuff.
Yeah, Alice's cartoon Tasha put links to Crime Stoppers on HC's community post. Maybe we should use those links. Why would she put links to Crime Stoppers in? Why didn't you share Genetic Code's fucking community post with those still shots of the person that was throwing bricks through 80s old house window?
Martin.
And then add the Crime Stoppers numbers to that.
Yeah.
How about you not be a fucking hypocrite? How about you do the right thing? Take JC's community post showing the still shots of the person or the two people that went to 80s old residence and threw bricks through that front window.
That's a fucking judge.
That is something that those people need to be caught. So take your Crime Stoppers numbers, Genetic Code's fucking community post, put it on your channel, and not be a fucking hypocrite for one goddamn day.
Helen, do you know something? From one woman to another, I'm sorry, I didn't keep putting in here. From one woman to another, one Christian to another. You get in touch.
You just said one woman to another.
What I'm trying to say is, see if this was a man that was doing it to you, I'd jump on him like a sacket, like a fucking, like a rash. I'd go on like a rash.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I would be hunting him down. But with being a woman, you'd think Helen would be quite content to get in touch with Angela and say, Angela, as you say, Helen, go to somebody impartial. Well, Angela, she's not got anybody impartial to go. She's not got anybody impartial to go. She's coming to people that she trusts. That she's been around in communities for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
She's been in Wiccans chat for a while. So what's the fucking problem? People getting involved. People asking for our money. This ain't the fucking problem. So Helen, you answer the question. I'm sure, I heard you earlier on, well, I don't know if I heard you earlier on, but I'm sure Martin knows by now that you know what Martin's fucking deeds are. I'm swearing now because I'm getting annoyed. You know what Martin's up to. Exactly. I'm not saying you know how much he's got in his bank and his bank account number, but you know as sure as shit that he's either done it. You can fucking tell when I'm lying and think that piece of shit is a lying. But
he's always consistently been a liar and a fucking liability and stalking people and doing shady shit. But like I said, how about you not be a fucking hypocrite? Take Genetic Code's community post with the people that threw that brick through AD's ex or former residence, because that was a crime being committed.
Yep.
Attach the Crime Stoppers number to it. And or is that not a crime because it happened to be 80s old house? Was that not a crime that was committed?
I left a post. Imagine let's say everybody in the Facebook groups, all the shit that you're stalking about, the Goon, Sheila Hubbard, all the fucking he's on who he's at. I wanted him off YouTube and the platform and blah 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 blah. I didn't want to run the guy into his fucking grave. You are sick as fuck. People throw him. Imagine what was happening if there was a family with a kid. A child in that house.
Well, that's what they were. Yeah, that's what you were saying earlier. Yes.
I didn't hear that, but imagine that attacked the kid.
Yeah. Or anybody.
Sick bastards.
Throwing a brick through a window is a crime in itself. For fuck's sake! In the middle of the night, skulking around, you're fucking. I don't know. It looked like a couple of different people, in my opinion. But I need to see those. I don't even know where those came from, but it's just fucking ridiculous. And this is what's happened. So that his old address. No less.
But I hope you hold on 1 second. Last time I say, I hope you all know.
I'm going to give the phone to Cassia so I can make me some coffee.
All used for the Facebook. Sorry, we're kind of hijacking you. All used for the Facebook groups, and these are still happening. I'll go in there because you were all dogpiling JC again. So what she types a capital letter every time? It's just maybe just her style. But I'll tell you what, you should all be ashamed.
Stop people.
I know. You
Really,
should be
they're
ashamed
bothered
of
because
yourselves.
she types in caps. That's their problem, because she types with caps. Get a
Uh,
fucking life.
Because she types with a capital letter every word that she types. Now, that could be her thing for the last 20 years. Who knows? So they're dogpiling her, and all it is Alan. We call it the all hate group. It's no hate. It's nothing but hate. And you've got a few of them, and then you've got Lizzie, and I will say this, Lizzie, absolutely terrible that you'll say, I don't want anybody saying anything bad or nasty to other people on here. You've got 4 or 5 of them dogpiling Jen when she says anything. You've got them all fucking jumping on top of her. So honestly, I've no time for any of these. All yous that are stuck, as I said, yous are stalking that man into his grave. And see when he fucking dies, if he was to die, God forbid, yous would all came up, they wouldn't be up. You wouldn't bother. They really wouldn't, Wiccan. They wouldn't bother.
I know.
They would keep going and going and going. But I'll tell you what, how do you feel for the people that you have lost in your community?
That kept going and going until the day
I
they
don't know.
died.
Sorry, who's the two women? Sheila.
I don't know.
Sorry.
The only reason why I brought up the community post is because of hypocrisy. Putting a Crime Stoppers number on something when there was an actual crime that was committed, and it just happened to be against AD's former residents, but still, but in tying it to the fact that people like Dehan and Sabine and Linda have consistently and Helen stalking people, finding out where they live, finding where they supposedly work. So those two things go together, in my opinion. I'm not making any, I don't give a shit about any of the groups on Facebook. I do care that for some reason that, they'll bring my name up into it when I have nothing to do with anything that they have anything to do with. So, that's just, again, hypocrisy and obsession, and y'all have been stalking, but you can't tell me that y'all co-signed that. That's not okay.
I co-signed it. It's not
okay to be throwing bricks through somebody's fucking window like that, whether it's AD or if it was me.
But why do you think they're doing this, Sam? So I thought, why do you think they're doing this? Because they've got their own hate campaign. They're seeing this shit. For Lizzie's fucking post, they're seeing the shit because nobody else is doing it. It's for the no hate.
No, well, you know what? Let's be honest here. Lizzie's group was the same. It started with Madeline McCann, and then they transferred that shit to AD. So just like with Dehan and his,
and I'll say it right now. I heard
Sabine and Linda. It goes from Miss Mensa, Critical K, AD, Bam.
Did any of them have a window?
Salons, every single. They transfer their obsession, their fuckery from one person to another. None of them,
except for Bam, when she said that about people going to her door, none of them had a brick through the window. So you have taken it a step further. What's it going to be next? A petrol bomb? I'm being sorry. I didn't mean to say it on your live, but it's true. It's one thing to another, to another.
No, it is true. You are right. Like, what is next? I mean, first it was just turning up, at people's doors, which it did happen to Bam. Her lights were messed with outside her house. I remember her saying that they were broken, and there was something else. They done something else outside her house as well. And I know she was kind of nervous about all of that. I know she was always brave and strong, but she was a bit nervous because at the end of the day, she was disabled and she was home alone. So yeah, that that pissed me off. But now a brick going through somebody's window, I mean, it's got to stop. This craziness has got to fucking stop. I mean, at the end of the day, AD is just an old man. He's not the devil incarnate, no matter what you want to say.
Thank you. Absolutely, that's what I was saying the other week. You think he was the devil incarnate? The way that they keep got your exact words. Thank you. You think he was this old man that was kidnapping fucking kids and shit, and this shit was smule and murder. You've gone about unalive, and you have to use that word, people. But it's as you say, what's next? So next time, if it's anything worse, that's just as I said. I wonder. I've checked this numerous times in the group. It's a public group on Facebook. I've said it. Yeah. What happens if anything really serious happens to this man? Are any of he's going to be like he's going to be shamed? He's going to feel bad or no? I don't think they will. I think, you know what they'll get? Is he brought on himself for being such a mean old bastard. Something like that. But it's absolutely a hot. And Martin, what I said, don't you fucking dare get in touch with Angela for $64 or $36 or pounds, whatever it was, and that you
Yeah.
said or 34 that she only paid. Don't take my words and start using them and get in touch with her. Get in touch with her for the right reasons. But as I say, I think it's fallen on deaf ears. And Helen, you are one hypocritical. I can see it vocally. You are one hypocritical, nasty bitch. The way that the comments you're leaving is absolutely fucking unbelievable for somebody. No, a Christian. As I say, mind you, as I say, I've just seen there somebody earlier on when I had the volume down in the dentist that Catholics, it's true, they can go to church. I used to joke about that. I can sin all week and go to church on a Sunday. It is a joke, but what I'm saying is, it's we go to confession. I go to confession on a Sunday. So, what is this? What's going to be with these people? Is that what's going to be like? That you're just you palm it off? It's absolute bullshit. But sorry, that's not what. Helen, is this what your thing is? Your pious, fucking higher than now? You're a Christian, but you're going to palm it off. It's bullshit. She's meant to be this nice Christian lady that
She's not.
she's no, because if she was,
proves it with those posts. She's just proving.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit mixed up there. If she was, she would have been in touch with Angela and seen Angela, woman to woman, no leaving it to gum and saying, oh, yes, Angela, but she could have, Helen, you could have said something. But as I said, you're a nasty. Sorry, I'll give you one back. You're a nasty bitch the way you come over in your comments, and I can't say that. I don't like you. You don't like me, and I don't particularly like yourself. And I'll never ever be all right with Martin. Never. I'll never be all right with him. And when this is over, absolutely, Martin. I will still keep calling you fucking goblin, but that's me to you. That's man to man. No, like all the women that you pick on. I'm not saying any women are weak. All the women in this community are strong. But when you start fucking about with money with them, and they've got proof, and you still maintain to the very last, you cling on to that fucking
Silence.
Exactly, and then it's crickets, and then it's look at them, look at how they're look how they're acting. Try to put a Helen Schaefer voice on, but
What?
fucking Helen Schaefer, a wee squeaky voice. I just can't get over it. He made a post about 4 days ago. So, man, if you can make a post, you're no AWOL or you're no thingman. I don't know if you've gone over. And by the way, when I heard Helen saying you're retired, no. I looked it up. I think you can retire as a policeman, or if you're in the civil service over here, no civil service, like a policeman or whatever, you'll retire. I know what ages you retire, Marty. So unless you're retiring for bad health,
I don't think he's ever had a real job. I really
fucking
don't.
psychopath.
No, I don't think so either. I really don't at this stage. I don't think he'd hold one down. I don't think he'd be mentally capable of holding a job down, because his obsession takes over. You know, he's like completely obsessed with YouTube and everybody on YouTube and who's doing what to who and the fucking skullduggery and the cloak and dagger bullshit. I have no time for that crap. Jesus Christ. Like, I mean, if that's how you're living life, it's pathetic. It's so fucking pathetic. It's not even funny, you know? It's just, Jesus Christ, go outside, touch grass, breathe in some fresh air. Fucking hell. Get a life and give Angela back her money, you miserable bastard.
Get that t-shirt surgically removed off you.
Oh, you know what? Fun genetic code fun fact. In real life, she doesn't capitalize every letter when she types you a message. Just saying.
And no, she doesn't do that with me. It's just a YouTube thing.
Yeah.
And I say, but even pulling that up, it's fucking pitiful.
Yeah,
Well,
right, exactly. Like,
what difference does it make? And who is it bothering? Let her type whatever way she fucking wants to type. Like, what's the issue? I don't understand. Do you know? It's just fucking typing. Oh my God.
Angry shouting. Angry shouting.
It's just so stupid. I mean, this is what they've come down to now. They're trying to like insult her over the letters she chooses to type with. Get a fucking life. Jesus. It's nearly as bad as saying, ha
One,
ha ha, you went outside the lines and you didn't colour inside the lines. It's fuck
one
off.
thing.
I'm going to remind everybody. No, I'm going to remind everybody that Martin Dehan genetic code was just one person that Martin Dehan doxed and stalked. That's just one.
Yeah.
Okay. He doxed the fuck out of her.
Shit.
Yeah.
Imagine me saying all that homophobia shit.
But do you see where
prick.
this docs and shit and passing information, do you see what happens? Like, look at AG's place. Somebody threw a brick through his window. Like, I know he doesn't live there anymore, but this is what your fuckery gets you. It gets people fucking either killed or badly injured. Do you know what I mean? So, and you're okay with that. Helen, you're okay with that? Is that what you're saying? You're happy for this to continue? Because I know I would.
I'm happy that way back in the day when I was still doing anti-AD content that I publicly denounced the, stalking of him at his poker tournaments and stalking and doxing and getting in contact with his family, because I thought that's not, that's just going too far. But our fuckery culminated in somebody going over there and doing that.
Yeah.
But I denounced that shit then because I was afraid that somebody was going to get hurt or, something like that. Yeah. This is just proof that that was the case.
It depends on what side of the fence you're sitting on, that, because that's the way they carry on. I mean, you will, if anything happened to AD tomorrow, okay, God forbid it doesn't. I wouldn't wish harm on anybody, to be fair, but if anything happened to him tomorrow, there would be the few that'd be, oh well, whatever. But there would be the few, and I mark my fucking words, that'll have the praying hands and AD and this, that, and the other. Look at the way they were with Bam. She was the worst thing. She was a demon. She was this. She was that. And yet they were putting up the praying hands and God rest Bam. I'm like, fuck off.
If AD were to drop dead tomorrow, they would be pumping out 2 or 3 videos a day looking back at AD's worst moments, and this is why he's burning in hell right now. And they would keep continuing to do it.
Yeah.
But
there would also be with the praying hands and
yeah, definitely. You would get a couple. You would get a few of the praying hands and like RIP AD and blah blah.
Yeah.
It's that you were a bastard, but sorry, you didn't mean him to fucking. You did push him to his grave. He's a 60-odd-year-old man.
I don't know.
Whatever the fuck he is, but
he's
an old man.
Yeah.
God's sake, the groups, you just fucking at night and day. And it depends who it is, what the kicker is. There's one certain person, I wouldn't give you who's room saying your name. There's one specific person, and it's all AI generated, the comments. How fucking low how shallow can you get? Bullshit, absolute bullshit.
So they've said everything there is literally to say. So now they're using AI generated comments. Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
for fuck's sake!
Great,
oh my God!
I mean, oh God! I use AI for making funny pictures and things like that, but I don't need AI to voice anything for me. I have my own. I can say my own words.
Your own working. Yeah, your words are your own, hon.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody put them in my mouth or said them for me. These are my words, And Martin, please stop abusing those kangaroos, please, and give Angela her €600 or pounds, sorry, English pounds back. So I'm going to keep saying it. Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, he could be absolutely in a cage with 2 male kangaroos.
Yep. Always gave me that pedo vibe. Always got that pedo vibe from that skeezy goblin.
No, I'm not going to say anything because that's your thoughts.
I'm being facetious because he said he got the drug vibe from Salty.
I think.
Yeah.
And again, fuck you. Fuck you. Vibe. Get a link right now and come and say that to me. Come say that to me. But instead, you put it in a video, which you dirty deleted. Which then you said you didn't dirty delete. It was just blocked in Canada, even though I saw that it was
bullshit.
Wasn't there that morning, you fucking lying goblin. Jesus, he doesn't even know what reality is. When you spend half your time making porn, cartoon porn, and shit like that, you're gonna be a little confused in real life. Okay, sorry. Maybe you can't divine which one is real and which one isn't anymore. Which life is real and which life isn't real anymore. Fucking shit.
That's what I was saying earlier on. Like, this isn't Second Life shit that you just close the computer and it's going to go away. This is real life. And unfortunately, you have to be having the real life as well with the rest of us. We all have to exist in the same time on the same planet, you know? So just please do the fucking right thing and give the woman back her money. Okay, Kiss
He's
says,
never done the right thing, and he's never been a man.
no, I know that.
When called on his fuckery, he's never manned up, and
No,
nobody can show me one time where he has.
no,
That's so fucking embarrassing when you
I know.
think about it.
You know,
That's why. So when have we ever seen a man up? Never, ever, ever,
I've no problem
ever.
apologizing to somebody. If I've said something out of turn or I've been pissed off with somebody and, you know, I go on and go, maybe I shouldn't have said that, you know, and you think better about it, you know, after the emotion is gone. And I've apologized to people, no problem. I've apologized to Dilly, I've apologized to Fern, you know, for other things. I've no problem in doing it. You know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I put my hand up to it. But I know I'm not wrong about this, Martin, because I have it in black and white in front of me. You know, and you're gonna have to take the L on this one, big boy. You're gonna have to just swallow it. You're just gonna have to take your lumps, swallow it, and sort this out because it's not going away. I'm not gonna let it go away. So Kiss says, traffic jam Kiss here. Remember when Chuff claimed that the tramp was so well off, he even still gets royalties from the gums, probably enough to buy a whole loaf of bread, you gullible dick.
Not even that.
I know.
Not even that. When you get kicked out of a third-rate band because you have mental problems,
Oh yeah, I know.
fucking hell.
I know.
Fucking hell.
I know.
That is
Yeah, well, we are where we are,
pathetic
unfortunately.
dick.
Yeah, I know. I
Pathetic
know.
punk ass bitch.
Again, I'm going to say, you know, Helen, I don't know how you are putting up with this. I really don't.
Yeah.
And at this stage of the game, I think you know the truth now, but you're just still going to hold on to that sad man. Well, if you're listening, sad man Martin, I'm staking my ground in this. We're not going away. We're not going away. So you're going to have to do something about it. One way or another, you're going to have to do something about it. And, you know, if I was you, I'd do it sooner rather than later. As soon as Angela's told me that you've made contact with her and you're sorting things out, it'll all stop. But not until then. So there you go.
I'm just reading some of these comments.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Schaefer also said Dehan was going on tour with the Gums last summer.
What? What?
I know what you did last summer, and it wasn't going on tour with a fucking band, you fucking toothless goblin.
Oh,
Jesus. That's just what she told him. That's probably what he told you, Helen, because, you know, he needed to get back to get out the cage, you know, where he resides most of the time. He was hiding. He ain't on tour. He's fucking hiding somewhere. Tour my dick. Give me a break. He can't even fucking. Oh, I think that's what it was. I think maybe Cassius pulled it up. Did he do one of those AI generated fucking songs? How original! How original from a man that claims to be a professional fucking musician. Do you see the irony, kid? You fucking pathetic joke. You pathetic. Just you humiliate yourself on the fucking daily. You really do. It's the gift that keeps on fucking giving.
Do you know the worst part? It was fucking terrible. It was a terrible song. I fucking, you know, our Darzan, he can make the best songs and they're just brilliant. And I'm like, he's not a musician and he can put together a song that's banging. This fool is supposedly a musician and his songs, it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. They should be playing them up at the cliffs for people who want to jump. I know that sounds terrible. But, you know,
I heard a bit of that. I was binge watching something, but I heard a bit of that and I was like, well, wait a minute. Is that new? Is that old? Is that what? But didn't the man say that he was a professional musician and he literally generated the worst fucking song that I think I've ever heard in the history of AI generated fucking songs. And I thought the irony of that stupid toothless prick. I mean, he literally humiliates himself constantly.
I know.
Talk about lack of self-awareness. I'm surprised that he came out of his cage long enough to even do that stupid shit. You're supposed to get better with time, like a violin. The older the violin, the sweeter the music. The
Oh
wine.
yeah,
The older the wine, the sweeter the wine. You know what I mean? But
I
you
do.
just can't get that shit right either, man. I mean,
Oh.
damn,
And like
you
he had
can't
to
get it right.
good. He had to think that was good to put it out on YouTube. He listened to I'm so
I would
embarrassed.
say that he peaked in 1996, but that was his brother, considering.
I'm so embarrassed. How could you listen to that and think, oh yeah, that's a great song. I'm going to put that out on YouTube. Oh no.
Oh yeah, I'm going to take that IP address from that phishing link that Salty put in, and I'm going to say it's mine, but I'm not going to prove it because I forgot I was moving this weekend. Dick.
Oh, just in
Just
time
a
for a
dick.
stroke. Just in time to have a stroke as well, or get COVID for the umpteenth time.
Where
Or
I got COVID for the 18th time.
I know it's just. I mean, it's laughable. When you look back at the whole thing, and you're going, how the fuck did anybody swallow anything that man ever said? And I'm embarrassed. It now with high insight, and you're looking back, it's like, how the fuck did anybody listen to a word this man ever had to say?
But that's
It's
just it.
just
He
so
never said anything. And you know what? I'll say it again. I've said it 1,000 times. I've never watched any of his fucking shit videos longer than 10 seconds because everything he would put in text narration, nobody wants to fucking read a video of bullshit and fuckery, even if it is, was considered quote unquote anti-AD content. Your videos sucked then. I'm sure they fucking suck even more now. I mean,
I know.
it required the least amount of engagement. It's like, God, just fucking, where's the red arrow? Cue the red arrow and, the same tired ass font. You can't even change your fucking font. I mean, come on. You talk about lack of talent. No, I've never heard him play shit. Ever. Nobody ever will.
No.
Ever.
He was sitting
Jesus.
beside the guitar the one time he did go live on Kelly the Advocate, and people asked him, "Oh, Martin, give us a few tunes, play a few bars of this, that, or the other." And no, 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 no. I don't believe the man can play the guitar at all. I really don't at this stage. I don't. I believe he cannot play the guitar, or he's not half as good as he thought he was. One or the other.
He ain't shit. He ain't shit. He never been shit. You'll never be shit.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, they're just
He's
very
been
bizarre.
living the high life. As a low life on my money, do you still love your engagement ring with this knowledge in your head, Helen?
Yeah.
Yep. The irony. Sitting out here calling fucking all the grifters and toxic people on YouTube, but your boyfriend is the biggest fucking toxic grifter on YouTube.
Yep.
He's more of a liar than AD ever was. And that says a lot. Because I think AD is a perfect fucking grift and fraud.
Yeah, he is.
And just because I castigate and denounce the person that did that and threw that fucking brick through AD's old house window doesn't mean that I support AD. Okay? Just because JC makes videos about her personal complaint to the SRA doesn't mean that she fucking supports AD. That's a ridiculous comment. I can't believe that y'all would that y'all are so blindly invested in this obsession of y'all's that you would try to make that correlation. That genetic code's legitimate complaint to the SRA had nothing to do with AD.
No.
But that's the way that y'all see it in your twisted fucking brains.
But that's all they're able to think. Oh, you're for AD against AD. It doesn't matter. Like if you ask,
It's the same twisted logic that because you were in Bam's chat, you're an awful fucking person. Well, don't forget, y'all were in Bam's chat too, hypocrites.
Yeah.
Y'all are a bunch of fucking hypocrites, castigating people for being in Bam's chat, right? But y'all were all fucking in Bam's chat. All of you.
Oh, but that was okay though. That was okay though back then. That was okay. But just when they decide, things aren't okay, then they'll go after you. You know what I mean? But it was okay when they were doing it, assholes.
Fucking hypocrites. I swear to God. And you can put whatever fucking Bible verse up you want to. It just makes you look like a more of a fucking hypocrite, if possible.
Look like a moron. I'm sorry, but
You
it
can put
doesn't.
lipstick on a pig. Putting lipstick on a pig. It doesn't make it prettier, okay?
I know.
It's like polishing a turd. Pretending to sit, on this little virtual soapbox of yours. Gaslighting people, victim blaming people.
Yep.
Putting up little instances of, I can't even imagine what the Crime Stoppers fucking number was for. But, it's just fucking stupid.
Oh, that would have been
It's
for us.
stupid.
That would have been for us because as far I think as Tosh is saying that we should be arrested for slander.
Slander?
Yeah, because we're calling I've called Martin a thief.
He's a thief. He is a liar. I've asked you to prove me wrong, but you can't.
Yeah.
I have been asking y'all forever. Okay, prove to me that he's not a fucking liar. Prove to me that he's never stalked anybody or doxed anybody or done any of these things.
Yep.
And your response to that is to put up a Crime Stoppers number?
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything any different now than I was when I was doing anti-AD content.
No.
I'm not. And neither are you. There's no difference to what I'm saying right now than when I was doing, but it was against AD. So again, fuck off with the hypocrisy.
Oh yeah. We should be definitely taken to court for all these liable claims that we're making about Martin. No, I'm not making any claims about Martin. I'm telling you what I have in black and white in print in front of me. I'm telling you.
I've seen him. I have seen it. And I wouldn't be up here saying that if that wasn't the case, because I have integrity. And I've never, ever, ever, ever fucking lied. And I've always stood by everything I've ever said on this platform. And I will continue to do so. I've seen it. I have seen for myself the 2 Patreon memberships going out back to back.
Yep.
And on the second Patreon membership going back out, that is the one that is changing names. Yep. Martin Dehan this, MD Internet, whatever those names, the things that they said. It changed on the second Patreon membership. The first one was Dehan's. The second one, the names changed. So yeah, I've seen those. They exist. That's what happened. He owes her money. He committed fraud. He's a fucking liar.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. So Martin, you can hide under her skirts or sofa or whatever it is all you want, but as I've said to you before, I'm not going to go away. Angela's not going to go away. We're not going to go away. You need to do this now and get this sorted out, because I will plague you. I will be your worst nightmare. I'll be on here every fucking day of the week, and the days that I can't, I'll be posting about it. You know that I will. If I say something, I mean it, and I'll do it. That's
the biggest hypocrisy of all is that if this was AD and this shit came out about AD having a second Patreon, he was fleecing people money that they didn't. They were not knowingly at the time paying. And if it was AD, you would have been putting out 6 fucking commentary videos over the course of 3 days about this shit. Untold number of community posts about this same shit. Y'all have done it in the past when it came to AD's Patreon drives at the end of the month, and how it's just a scam because you're going to have to pay again at the first of the month. Y'all pumped out that shit on the daily, right? Y'all would be doing the same thing if it was AD. So again, that just shows your hypocrisy.
And if they're all the truth channels, why aren't you telling the truth about Martin? You know he's lying. I've got the paperwork to back it up, but we're waiting for the other lot, and it's
maybe it's a technicality. They're expecting that this is just a technicality. If Martin doesn't say anything, then he's not lying. Is that your thought process? Is that the mentality here? Because in my opinion, in my perspective, the longer that this hasn't gone addressed, it just proves again more and more that he's a punk ass fucking ballless bitch.
Yeah.
But the thing is this, is that he has never once on this platform manned up. And he's consistently gotten shit wrong. He's
Yeah.
consistently lied. He's consistently stalked and doxxed and harassed. He's consistently thrown out just nasty, just gross bullshit. He's attacked people constantly. So that's that, and these are facts. There's nothing slanderous about it. There's nothing libelous about it. There's nothing defamatory about it. These are fucking facts.
Oh no, but like I have the paperwork to back us all up, so you go right ahead, sweetheart, see where that's gonna get you. You're gonna be fucking laughed at. And actually, you know where it will get you? It'll get Martin into court, because that's what it'll lead up to, because this is what this is about. So you go ahead, you drag that into a solicitor and see what happens, because I have the proof. Angela has the proof. We're not lying about anything. Your boyfriend is. So if I was you, I'd sit him fucking down fairly quickly and I'd have it out with him, because it's not going to go away. It just isn't. You can't treat
I love me some Martin Dehan lies. I love me some Martin Dehan fuckery and stalking and doxing. I love me some ballless, chinless, toothless, goblin gobshite. I just love it. I love it.
Who has a thing for kangaroos?
Exactly.
I'm just going to keep saying that now because it's so absurd. But it could be true.
See, I mean, yeah, just come out and just, I'll just put it up, and I'll put it up in a video and just with big red arrows and, tired out ridiculous font and just, I can say whatever, because we can just say whatever.
Yeah.
Just like he's always done. He just says whatever. Even when called out on it, runs away. He would just take off and disappear.
He's taking the ball
just
going home. He's not playing anymore.
Fuck me.
Poor Marty.
Man, can he play?
Come on, and play.
He can't play shit.
No, I know.
Can't play shit. I mean it anyway. He's IT expert, my dick.
I know.
I think he did that work for that woman about, it must have been probably going back 15 years. And he took her information off of it and he started stalking her.
Oh my God.
She had to call the authorities. Yep, he had to call the authorities. And I mean, it was just craziness. So that's why I said he was doing some diabolical shit before he even came to YouTube. And I wish I had known that. But, I feel completely vindicated because I've always said that he's a fucking liability. And there was always something wrong with him. He never cared about the truth. He never could get shit right. He was always a punk ass bitch that could never man up. When he was wrong, he would always run away. So I'm right. I've always been right. Ha!
Yeah, you are. And you have been. You absolutely have been. As I say, look, if I'm ever in the wrong or I've said the wrong thing to somebody and I have to apologize, I have zero problem in apologizing to anybody. I genuinely don't. If I've got something wrong, I've got it wrong, but it was the truth as I knew at the time, But there's nothing wrong about this. And I don't know how many times I have to try and say it, that it might actually sink into their brains. It's in print in black and white from the bank. There is no getting out of it. Even though the names may change, the account is still Martin's.
The same.
Is to be getting. The account is Martin's. It's still his channel. It doesn't matter what name he puts on this, that, or the other. It's still Martin's channel. So he has nowhere to go.
See, JC, that's what I said. It's the same few people, that go to the same few channels that say the same few things, and the same obligatory pat on the back, you're the greatest, oh yay, love you, whatever,
I know.
But when it comes down to just the hard, answer the hard fucking questions, right? If something is fact and something is truth, you don't need to defend it with excuses.
No.
You don't need to blame the person or castigate the person that's making these claims and speaking the truth.
Yeah.
And I can use all of y'all's anti-AD content, regardless of whether it was relevant, regardless of whether it was factual. I mean, you were trying to prove that he was a liar. You were trying to prove this, or you were trying to prove that. You were consistently putting up this stuff to counter whatever it was that AD said, right?
Yeah.
Let's pretend y'all never stalked him or went to find out where he lived, or found, wanted to find a connection between AD's daughter-in-law's father, AD, and a pedophile ring in Asia. Let's forget about all of that.
That's sick. That's so fucking
Y'all would continually try to spin AD's narrative, right? But only when he was lying, or you thought he was lying, or we knew he was lying. If it was truth and factual, we didn't touch any of that shit.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to defend, and you can't defend or make excuses for the truth.
Yeah.
It would just be the fuckery. So when you have something that is truthful and that is factual, why are you trying to make excuses for that?
Yeah, you can't.
You wouldn't. It's because you know that this is what it's wrong.
Yeah.
You know what Martin has done is fraud. You know he's a liar. And you know he's a punk ass bitch. So probably right now fucking 2 kangaroos and getting his ass beaten, getting what 2 teeth he's got left knocked out, for all I know. But you wouldn't have to defend that. Well, yeah, bestiality, I guess you would defend, but fraud, you wouldn't have to. Because if it was the truth, if you knew that this wasn't true, or you knew that she was wrong, or you knew anything,
Yeah, of course.
it wouldn't be a question. I mean, it would have been dealt with. It would have been squashed. It would have been resolved. Some resolution would have been forthcoming. You wouldn't have to defend and make excuses for the truth.
No.
And it's not even Martin Deehan's fucking truth.
I know.
It's coming from these fucking hypocrites. How you can white knight for a punk ass bitch is beyond me. Unless you're obligated to, because you still have some kind of a relationship with the sick bastard. That's a new problem. That's not my problem. But anybody trying to white knight for that fool,
I know.
you are embarrassing yourself. That's how bad it is when you have a salty bitch coming out and getting involved in that shit and saying these things. Because I would never talk about anybody. I never did. That wasn't my style. But I'm going to call you out on your fucking hypocrisy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to call you out for gaslighting this woman who's a victim of fraud by a known liar and stalker, okay?
Yeah.
Before this happened, before this came out, I said, how can any one person come out and tell me, or just come out and tell me that he's not a liar? Somebody come out and tell me that Martin Deehan's not full of shit and you know that he's a fucking stalker.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong, but none of you ever could.
I know.
But when you do come up and defend Martin Deehan, it's by saying, no, he didn't piss the bed. It was humidity. And you come up and you start oinking like a fucking pig. That's how y'all stand up for him.
Yeah.
Give her the fucking money back.
Yeah.
And again, if it was me, I would be taking every legal route possible. Especially given the fact that these people always say that they always went to the police, or they're going to the police, or we're taking it to the police, and we're compiling this, and we gave it to the police already, and we're going back to the police, and the police are coming over here, and we're going to get this to the police. Fucking hypocrites.
Oh, they are. Without a shadow of a doubt. They're all as fucked up as each other in that collection of misfits over there. And I really don't want any fucking part of them at all. But for this, I'll go toe to toe with any of them. I'm sorry, because this is just fucking wrong. And you know what really kills me is the fact that even when she signed up to the Patreon to keep supporting them, and she was supporting them in every way she could, and then he turns around and shits on her like this. I'm like, no. I know
He's always defended people and shit on them, though. I've seen that as a common thing. He would always be supportive of this person, then boom, hate campaign starts with Tinksy and Linda and them, and then, we don't like this person now. Or these people are rats, or these people are this, or these people are that. And the best he can come up with when it came to me is that you got a drug vibe from my ass, you toothless fucking punk. You toothless goblin freak. Like I said, you come and tell me that. You come and tell me that.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Oh,
I
he
didn't
will.
see that shit at the time. And if I did see it at the time, my ass would have been up on a live stream calling your punk ass out for it. No doubt. How
Oh, yeah.
dare you suggest that?
Mm.
How dare you?
Especially given the work you do, Salty. You know,
Exactly. Given the work I do.
yeah.
How dare you? You fucking pathetic, ballless goblin.
Mm.
Putting in a video that you got that vibe from me?
Yeah, I know.
And I'll say it again. Do you know who the biggest supporter of the Grimm channel was?
No.
It was Cassius. And it was, oh, what's her name? It'll come to me. Hold on. Kimberly Faith.
Oh, yeah. Kimberly
Yeah.
Faith. I remember. Yeah.
And what wasn't coming in believe me, I spent a lot of money on all of the video software, the music mastering software, you name it. And it was something that Maddie and I did. But do you know that all the money that came in from that went to Maddie?
Oh.
I remember one particular one that I got from Kimberly Faith because it was went into a Stripe account, and then it went into a bank account. And she said, just in case she needs to go to the dentist or anything like that.
Yeah.
I have receipts,
Okay.
Martin, and I'll show you the fucking receipts. Show me yours, you fucking punk.
Yeah.
Salty's got a
Should've said
drug
this.
vibe, talking about my
Oh,
daughter. Fuck you. And that
Yeah.
outrages me. And I shouldn't
Oh,
be
yeah.
saying this up on your channel. I should be doing it on mine.
No,
But
you can work
like I
for it.
said, I've got receipts. Show me your fucking receipts, Dehan. Show me your fucking receipts. Show them.
He's not going to. He'll never show anything because he's just a pathological liar. That's it. The man is just a complete pathological fucking
Jesus.
liar.
When I think of the fact that he actually tried to weaponize that, and he tried to weaponize the idea like I was hiding something by being behind that channel. Do you know how many people? It was never about me. I never came forward. Everybody loved that fucking channel. We
And
Are
that's
Grim.
why.
Every fucking one of you loved that fucking channel. And you
That's
know
why.
it. And you loved what it stood for. And it gave the Ruseks an actual fucking voice. And I made videos and I had a good time with it. We all did in the live streams that we did, restreaming AD and all of it. And fuck all of you because y'all supported that channel and it brought the community really together. And I was very proud of the work that we did on it
You did a great
at the
job.
end of the day.
Yeah.
But then to try to weaponize it like it was a bad fucking thing, like I was hiding something.
No. He was jealous of the Grim Reaper Cafe because everybody loved it and everybody went over there and nobody really went to Martin's channel, you know?
And how many fucking people tried to take credit for it, at the time, behind the scenes or later on, I mean, Jesus Christ, and I never begrudged anybody that fact. I didn't care. It brought everybody together and everybody loved the videos and the live streams were great. The only fucking time that we would highlight any comments were from the Ruseks where they were in those chats, yes, telling a lot of bullshit and spitting out a lot of defamation themselves. And you're welcome for me keeping those private because those could have been used against you and you all fucking know it. You're welcome. So, fuck. The fuckery that man has perpetuated online over the last 2 decades is astounding to me. So yeah, that's why he's hiding in his cage and he won't come out. And I hope Angela's gone straight to the cops and she's taking whatever legal recourse she can to get her money back because we know that ballless, chinless, toothless freak is never going to do the right thing and he's not going to take care of this shit. But it's not going to go away. And as long as Wiccan is going to do her live streams about it, I'll be up here too with her. Okay?
Yay!
And every one of you hypocrites can suck a salty dick. Just for being the hypocrites that you are. God damn.
It's my moon. Since I'm Wiccan moon.
That's my salty name.
It's my moon. But yeah, I mean, Martin, you are probably one of the sickest people that has ever graced YouTube with its presence. You really are. I mean, I've said it before and I'll say to you again, you need serious help. You need to dry out and you need to get your brain looked at. You need to go to a specialist because there's
I,
some very, very serious things
I
you need to do.
I think I saw it was on your channel, or maybe it was one of your community posts or somewhere I saw it where Granny Fanny said it the best. Only in the nastiest, most fetid, and I've always called this place a fucking cesspool. You know, the dregs of the dregs just that were left were just fucking, you know, they say the cream rises to the top, but the really nasty fucking algae and the just grossest cesspits and cesspools really do float to the top here. And it's people like him. Only in a place like this can people like Martin Dehan or whatever his fucking real name is, and Sabine Board and Linda Kingsland and all the others can still fucking flourish, okay? And have a voice that 3 or 4 people will bark and clap like trained seals or trained fucking monkeys. Oh, you're the best. Another bullshit, stupid community post that has nothing to do with nothing. Y'all gonna be doing this until the day y'all drop dead? I would think not. I would hope not. I would hope not. But only in a place like this. See, again, it's not this place that's toxic. It's the fucking people that are in it.
Yeah.
It's the people that are in it that are toxic. People like Martin Dehan and Sabine Board and Linda Kingsland.
Yeah.
And again, if you're claiming to have mental issues, you need to get the fuck offline.
Yeah.
Because you make a choice every fucking day to get on here and to post your stupid shit or to make a video and upload it. That is your choice. You don't get to be and claim to be a victim after you getting blowback for that fuckery. If you're putting out something, if you're going to throw your bullshit down, somebody's going to pick it up and throw it right back at you. You're not a victim.
No, they're no victims. They've created many victims, but they're no victims themselves. And I'll repeat that over and fucking over. You have created many victims, because I've been contacted by quite a few, and a few of Tinksy's victims as well, that she's targeted for no fucking good reason at all. None. And you've haunted these people. You've treated them so fucking badly. You're all a bunch of fucking sick, twisted, narcissistic, evil bastards. You call me evil? No, I'm sorry. I might be evil because I won't stand for your bullshit and I won't take any crap lying down. No, I'm sorry. And you can say I'm fighting everybody's battles. I'm sorry, but I stand up for my friends and I'll stand up for the truth. I'm not fighting anybody's battles. I'm helping
And
somebody.
you know, a gentle reminder, and I'm sorry I keep interrupting you, but a gentle reminder, because I just saw this in the chat, just reminded me. Helen Schaefer didn't jump onto the anti-ban train until the shit with Claire broke.
Yeah.
Yep. Fact.
Yeah.
When all that shit started happening, she started going after Bam. For whatever, and again, you were on her channel too. So that you want to castigate all the other people?
Yeah.
You were on her channel after all of that shit came out in that live stream that she did about Amber's kid. So you're a fucking hypocrite.
Yep. And you know, I'm not gonna. I don't want to say Robbie. We all know he's going through a hard time. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I don't go to his channel anymore. But like, they're all sitting with a guy who said things just as bad, if not worse, than Bam ever did about Amber's kid. You know, I'm not saying it makes it right, and I'm not saying I think anything like that to bring in or to say about kids, anyone's child, is wrong. But they're okay with that because they like the person that said it, and screw the other kid.
Well, see, the thing is that whether it's AD, say Robbie, Dehan, me, you, JC, Lizzie Taylor, it doesn't matter, okay?
Yeah.
As long as they can perpetuate their fuckery online. Again, it just transfers from person to person to person to person. And it doesn't matter. This is like, again, just like you said, these people, you know, are saying worse things about other people's children than what Bam did about, or what, you know, with Amber, right? It's the same with Angela Cook.
Yeah.
In this Patreon fuckery. If it was AD, and we know the AD perpetuated his end of the month Patreon fuckery, they were constantly calling him out on that and making videos and content about that. But when it comes to this right here, crickets. absolute fucking crickets. Other than a condescending post, oh, this is how you contact Patreon. You need to do this and this and this and this. No,
I know.
fuck off.
I know.
Hypocrites.
I mean, do they think that the woman is a complete idiot, that she hasn't exhausted all routes? I mean, the woman had to go into her bank not once, twice. Twice. So he knew the game was up when he was told to stop taking money the first time. So what he should have done was stop the payments immediately from both of them. But no, sneaky bastard left the other one going. She had to go back to her bank and for the second time get them to contact him and tell him to stop. Like, Martin, you knew
Yeah.
way back then when you were told to stop, you should have gotten contact with Angela and, you know, and squared it all off with her. But you didn't. You're a fucking disgrace. You really are. You're no use to man nor fowl. The only thing that'll only be good out of you would be fertilizer. That's it. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ, the hypocrisy of it all.
I know.
The lunacy of it all.
You know, I
Absolutely.
don't even know what to think about any of this shit anymore, because it's all the time now on YouTube. It seems to be there's just always
It's just a
people
nasty, toxic circle that
Yeah.
these little mice keep running in their little mouse wheels. You know, it's just toxic fuckery from one person to the next, over and over and over again. And then pretending to be righteous, you know, your self-righteousness, and is you know, it's like the cherry on the turd that is your existence on the platform, you know.
Yeah.
When you try to grandstand or pretend that you're the better person here or anything like that, it's just ridiculous.
I know.
That's why nobody supports, you know, there's no support going their way. None.
No. Well, I
None.
want to ask people to listen to Angela's story again, whether it's on my channel or JC's channel. I don't care. Just listen to that woman. Listen to how it's affected her. And if you're not moved by that in some way, shape, or form, I'm sorry, I don't think you have a soul left in your body. Because every time I listen to that, that cuts me up. That really does upset me. It really does. And that's all I'm going to ask you. Just listen to that woman telling her story. And if you're not moved by it, I really don't know what to say. I don't. Because as I say, when I listen to it, it actually cuts me up. Bless her, she's so upset, and you can hear it in her voice. I mean, why? Angela has nothing to prove, really, or she's nothing that she's lied about ever. She's always been a beautiful, kind-hearted lady, always, and she was always been so lovely and encouraging to everybody on their channels, and she's just always been a lovely person. And you know, she done this Patreon to support you, Martin, and then you treat her like that, you do her over like that. It's just sickening. It really is sickening.
It is. And again, you don't have to make excuses for the truth.
No.
You make excuses and try to defend something when you know it's wrong.
Oh, it's indefensible. You can't defend this. You know, there is no defending this. I don't care what way you look at it.
But my point being, ultimately, if you know, you don't need to make excuses or defend the truth.
No.
When it is bullshit and fuckery is when you come up with bullshit and fuckery and try to defend it or make excuses for it, which is what some have done.
Yeah, correct.
Is my point ultimately. So I know that again, I'm going to jump down now. Sorry for my salty rants on a couple of those things, but it's not going away. And if it was me, I would take whatever legal recourse I could to resolve this situation. And I have seen for myself some of those statements and into those very clear two different Patreon memberships. So Martin Dehan, you fucking punk ass toothless goblin bitch. Get out of your cage. Get out of your cage and man up and get in touch with Angela Cook. And with that, Wiccan, thank you for having me up. And I will say until next time, stay salty, bitch.
Take care, Salty. It was lovely having you up. Thanks again. Bye to Cassius as well. So I think I'm going to leave it there again today, guys, because I will be back tomorrow. it's going to be more of the same. I know some of you might be bored or fed up with me kind of repeating myself, but it's a promise I've made to Angela, and it's something that I said I'll see through till the end. So I will be back here tomorrow. I'm always hopeful that, you know, I wake up tomorrow morning and he will have made contact, but it's not looking like it, and it's just really fucking upsetting, because Angela shouldn't have had to go this route. She shouldn't have had to go to these lengths to just get the man to speak to her, and it's very upsetting, to be honest with you. It really is very upsetting. So all again, I'm just going to say, please, please, please do the right thing and contact her. You know, it's not for me, Martin. You know, I don't give a shit, really. You know what I mean? What you do and what you don't do, I don't care. But I care about Angela. You know, I care about her getting her money back, because she's a lovely person. Actually, it wouldn't matter even if she was a horrible person. You know, what you've done is wrong, and you still need to give her money back. At the end of the day, it wasn't yours, and there is no excuse. There is no argument for what you've done. What you've done is fraud, and you know it, I know it, and the people, the very, very, very few close people that I trust with things, have seen it, and they know it too. So Angela has never said anything wrong, and if anything, she's kept too quiet for too long. But now I'm so glad that, as I say, she's found the strength. Her, and you know what? She has a beautiful shiny spine, and it's made of steel. And you're just going to have to get used to it, because it's going to be around for a long, 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 long time. So on that, I'm going to say thank you to everybody again for coming in and spending a couple of hours with us. Thank you so much for the guys coming up, Sheila, Salty, Cass. Thank you guys so much, and everybody in chat. Because I can't see chat properly, I can't go through everyone and see who's here. And thanks again to Angela and Alice. Oh, here we go. Sheila, Lisa. Hey, sorry, I know I didn't get a chance to say hello to some of you guys when you come in. You know, when somebody's talking, I don't like to interrupt them. YouTube lady, JC, Cassius, everybody, thanks so much for coming in, and I'll be here tomorrow at 12. Lots of love to everybody. Enjoy the fabulous weather of the day, and see you back then. Okay. Love you lots. Bye.